Okay. React. It's react time. Yes. Okay. We are watching the end, or not the end. Well, actually, day 2. It's day 2 time. We're watching day 2 of the Pokemon World Championships. We watched day 1 yesterday, and it was so fun that I decided that we are going to do it again. We're a couple of minutes early because, I just want to dive into it. I really just want to dive into it because we got a lot to watch. It might even be a longer stream than yesterday, which would be crazy. Wouldn't that be insane? So why don't we just freaking get into it? We have a cool battle first up. We have Wolfglick versus Hirofumi. We watched Hirofumi yesterday, and Hirofumi won yesterday. And of course, we have Wolfie, and we love Wolfie. We absolutely love Wolfie. Fantastic guy. Lovely. Very entertaining fella. Hello, Erxy. Hello, Kid. Hello, Holden. Hello, Fried Eggs. Hello, Pokephone. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Alex. Hello, Like Lori Tadashi. Hello, Amare. Hello, Drumcorp. Hello, Subo. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the stream. We're going to be doing a little bit of React Andy today. Hello, Lena. Hello, Patrick. Hello, everyone. So, what's going on? Please, no spoilers for the matches that we're going to watch. Anything outside of the matches that we're going to watch is fine. As long as it doesn't pertain exactly to the matches that we're going to watch. Because that kind of ruin it a little bit. But yo, Eevee Master, thank you so much for the 6 months. Yo, David. Hello, Rob. Hello, Prince. Hello, Rakshu. Hello, Koopa. What's going on, everyone? We're going to watch some more Pokemon. We're going to react to some more Pokemon. It should be a good time. It was a fun time. It was a fun time yesterday. I thoroughly enjoyed it yesterday. It was great. You can do predictions. Yeah, you can do predictions if you want. As long as you say, like, I think this person, the XYZ, you might see some Wolfie-Glick action in the battles. Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I see it right here. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive, or I think we should just dive into it, I think we should just get into it. Amare, thank you so much for the month of being a member. Much appreciated. If you want to become a member and support the channel, that's how I do videos like the tournament video that just went up recently. I'm going to change the thumbnail on that as well. Also, thank you so much to everyone that's still subscribed on Twitch. I appreciate that. And thank you everyone who's a member on YouTube and who gifts members on YouTube. Use all the absolute best. And if you want to get something while supporting me at the same time, you can always use code Patterrz at GamerSubs. You can get Gamer Tea at GamerSubs, and you know how I am about my tea. I'm very particular about my tea, but you know what? Gamer Tea, GamerSubs tea, very good. You're gonna want to enjoy it. You're gonna want to get it if you're a tea person. If you're not a tea person, you can get their regular drinks. They have powdered drinks. You just put it in water, shake it up. It's delicious. Caffeine or caffeine-free. International shipping. It's great. It's all over the place, and it's fantastic, and it's everywhere. But yeah, let's freaking go. No, I wasn't gonna go members only. I actually might just stream the finale live, depending on what time it happens, because I saw that the stream's gonna start at 8 my time, and it's gonna be the finales for video game, TCG, and Go. So I'm like, I might just stay up and stream, depending on what time it happens, the finale of VGC. But we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's dive into it. No, GamerSubs is a different company to G Fuel. It's a different company. It's the same kind of product, but it's a different company. All right. So, shall we get into it? The first round, the first battle that we're going to take a look at is Wolfie versus Hirofumi, which I'm pretty excited about this one. Because we didn't get to see Wolfie on stream yesterday. Actually, you know what I want to do is I want to see... I know what team he's running, but okay, Hirofumi has the Chi-Yu and the Calyrex Ice Rider with the Covert Cloak. Okay. Oh, this is the Nevermelt Ice Calyrex, that's right. Okay. And we have Wolfie running Incineroar, his favorite Pokemon, Calyrex Shadow Rider, Rillaboom, Raging Ball, Urshifu. So we got I think Urshifu's on like almost every single team. It's so funny. But anyway, let's dive into the match. Here we go. Match 1. Let's get it.
So Wolf has that in his favor.
That should be Rillaboom to start.
Definitely deal up some damage. So
Beads of Ruin.
Fluttermane and that Chi-Yu start coming out from Hirofumi in game 1 of this series.
Hirofumi and Wolfie both haven't dropped a match at this point.
Over on Wolf's end. No fake out pressure, which you would normally think that you see that Rillaboom, considering the Fluttermane does have that ghost type and the Covert Cloak
speed up for Fluttermane.
So neither way to really stop either option. But the Urshifu definitely.
I think I want to record the reaction for top 8 through the finals and post it as a video on more Patterrz. I think that'd be a cool idea. Oh, we have Terrafire coming up from from
that
Rillaboom right
Pokemon,
away.
So has to be careful here not to take one of those big attacks. But
Gonna light that
instantly
bird
seeing
on
Hirofumi
fire.
not
Bird?
wanna keep it on the
Gorilla on
field,
fire.
preserve it for later.
Gonna light
switch
that
it straight
gorilla on
out.
fire.
You definitely don't want to be the wrong
Urshifu comes out.
side of a surging strike.
Ooh, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to wood hammer though. Although you never would hammer a Chi-Yu.
We're starting this battle out right.
That is a fast spot. I mean, that's true.
Rillaboom into the fire type.
Come on, Rilla. Come on, Rilla. Score some bloody goals.
But
I don't know
instead,
why
the
he's
leaving, still great
playing football, but he is. Protect on, okay.
But the
Protect comes
protect
through.
on the flutter main means that no damage, at least from that Rillaboom, will go its way.
And detect as well. All right. A little bit of scouting, Woodhammer goes into the flutter main, doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, a little bit cautious from both players here, not wanting to commit.
I'll check out the
too hard,
Mons
but
usage
Wolf's
stacks. Yeah, I'll check it
going hard
out.
on that terrestrialization with the
Am I lighting
Rillaboom,
things
kind
on
of wanting
fire?
to avoid any threat
Just
from
have
the
to
Chi-Yu.
sometimes, you know.
Hirofumi playing very
Just
well,
have to.
switching in the Rillaboom, the Urshifu on the
Do you think
opposite
Wolfie has
side
a
of the field.
chance?
Now pressures that Rillaboom does have to
Do you
be
mean in this
careful
match or
around those
overall?
grassy glides that could
In this
potentially
match,
come out,
absolutely.
do some
Overall,
big
no.
damage and that Woodhammer, but you do
He's
have
already
a
out,
way
I'm
to
sorry.
really damage that Rillaboom now with that surging strike, and because of the focus sash that the Urshifu has on Hirofumi's side of the field, in a pretty comfortable position here. So does Wolf
Calyrex about to switch in.
Maybe keep that Rillaboom for later when
Hey,
the Chi-Yu
Joey, how's it going,
reappears,
man? How you doing?
and then you try and utilize your Urshifu in some
Just
sort of
switching that
way to get
Calyrex.
some
Ooh,
damage
run out
at
of
least
time. Run out of
onto
time. The time
flutter
pressure is
main.
huge. The time pressure is so big. Grassy glide into. Grassy glide into Urshifu. And he's switching. Dude, you gotta click quick, man.
Be sticking around. The Urshifu
You
will
gotta
be the
click
one
so
making
quick
its
on
leave
this.
as Calyrex will be joining out onto the field. The
It's not a
Calyrex
spoiler to say
Shadow Rider
Wolfie's
can
out because he
definitely
doesn't
be
get out
off
on
putting
stream.
pressure,
It happens off
but
stream.
It could be taking some hits along
So it's not really a
on this
spoiler.
turn.
Yeah, that's the thing. And
But
we are
watching the
gonna
battles
see
anyway.
just an Aquajet into
Calyrex
that
doesn't do
Calyrex
much,
into
or doesn't take much
still
damage from that.
double
Grassy
damage
glide
there,
comes through.
returning with the Grassy
Ton of
glide
damage,
from
nice,
this
ton of
Rillaboom into the
damage.
Urshifu. Below 50%.
Moonblast,
and the
Moonblast,
following
Moonblast.
up into Calyrex.
Calyrex
Probably
tanking it
Wolf
nice.
doesn't really want to see too much of that. Calyrex taking a lot of damage before he's restricted his main kind of powerhouse Pokemon. And this Fluttermane still.
You Grassy glide into Urshifu. Grassy glide into Urshifu would kill if he lets it go through, but he could detect.
Glide, of course, so Hirofumi has to be aware of that. But this Fluttermane in a nice position.
But Fluttermane should be faster than Calyrex, right?
Moonblast into the Calyrex.
That's bad for Wolfie's
A little
Calyrex.
bit against the wall and doesn't want to lose the restricted too easily.
Especially too with this Flutter Mane, it's maybe you don't have the super effective button, but Calyrex having taken so much damage on the swap and definitely doesn't fare in well. At least you do have a nice potential.
Wolfie relying
swap
on his
in
favorite.
with this
Nope,
Incineroar
never
to
mind.
maybe
No,
take that hit as well.
not relying on his favorite.
You
Oh,
also know
Grassy
when you
glide
are
into.
staring down the Urshifu, you need to then check
Oh, he's
it
really
with
thinking
the
about this.
Rillaboom
He's
at the
always
station. If you go for
Woodhammer
the Flutter
into the
Mane,
Flutter Mane,
well, it
and
can start to fire
he is
back
going to
with a
rely on
lot
his
of
favorite
damage. So
Pokemon.
Calyrex gone. Bringing on to the field, it will be the handy, the absolute
feisty.
favorite, the Incineroar, the feisty. That will be the Intimidate going down on the Urshifu. It does want to go for the Surging Strikes. That won't matter, but it would affect for a close combat.
Oh, Aquajet, decent play
it's
into
kind of
Calyrex.
being used as a bit of a
The Calyrex
sponge
slot.
here. We're gonna see that followed up
Oh,
by
that does not do
dazzling
much, though.
game. Rillaboom taking that
That's
so
safe.
well now.
Woodhammer's
Super
going to do a
effective
lot
attack.
to this
Taking the
Flutter Mane
advantage
now.
to get a big Woodhammer
Oh,
off
it's a
one of the
one
opportunities there,
hit.
taking down
What?
a key component of Hirofumi's team.
A one hit? That's
We're looking at the
ridiculous.
Flutter Mane and the pressure that it had onto
Well
the
done,
damage
Rillaboom.
Calyrex,
Big,
but
big,
a
big
fire
hits.
of one fantastic Woodhammer
It should be
into
still around, though. It's hanging out.
Eliminated. Fantastic way to make sure that horse, despite the amount of damage, can stay safe. And now you do have the fake out pressure on this next turn with the Incineroar having just swapped in.
Yeah, and the Chi-Yu has a little bit of a harder time coming in now because we know it's got the Snarl, it's got those 2 fire attacks as well. Not really going to be effective against the Rillaboom or the Incineroar. Calyrex, if it is in the back for Hirofumi, could be that Pokemon that comes out onto the
Yeah,
field
that could be
now.
Calyrex. I don't think that's Calyrex. No, Chi-Yu.
Waiting his time, the Chi-Yu coming out onto the field. That Beads of Ruin activated once again.
I mean, looking at this, it is something that can
Flubbermane
try
have
and
no
chip
defense.
away, but
Flubbermane
I'm
have
looking at
negative
just
5
this
defense.
Urshifu instead.
Die
It is
to
still problematic
Woodhammer.
that the Rillaboom over on the other
Sag.
end can just be pressuring into
Poor
it. And I think
Flubbermane
despite the fact
does
that we
not
saw the
deserve that.
crystallization from Wolf on that very first
I mean, I
turn
guess
of
it
the
is.
match,
It's in the fight.
this situation now
If it didn't
is
want to get hurt, it
exactly
shouldn't have been
how
in the
it
fight.
should be.
Yeah,
Grassy glide into Urshifu. Could be a detect here, could be a detect. Fake out to Chi-Yu. Ooh, the Urshifu leaves. Nice plays, nice plays.
There, and then the follow-up from the Rillaboom. That's
Is that Calyrex coming in?
Off the field, and we are going to see
Ooh, Raging Balls. Calyrex didn't come for Hirofumi.
Relying on that
That's
Raging
crazy.
Bolt instead.
Having the balls to
bold
not
choice.
listen, having the balls to not bring your restricted Pokemon to the first match with Wolfie Glick is like
It
insane.
can be taken. I definitely don't mind it, and that's going to be a Pokemon, this Raging Bolt, that takes takes this hit coming out so much better. The attempt at a parting shot into the Chiyu going to be nothing this turn since the little fish did opt to protect. Now I'm looking at this Raging Bolt and the pressure that can start to output since it is that life orb, so you will be able to actually threaten some damage, especially since you do have that Beads of Ruin on the field that will furthermore help.
Beads of Ruin is very scary with the Raging Bolt out there. It does so much damage. Raging Bolt has like 135 special attack, right? I'm going to check it real quick, actually. Raging Bolt has a ton of special attack.
Take too many attacks. That Incineroar now is very threatened, with the Beads of Ruin also boosting the power of those
137 special attack for Raging Bolt. It is so big for us. That Raging Bolt is big, not just in neck size, but in attack size as well.
Shot off into that Raging Bolt, that's going to help you immensely going into this next few turns. But maybe that's a target for
Ooh, Snarl. Okay, interesting to reduce special attack, but neither of them are special attackers. Mostly,
but if there is
I guess predicting a switch.
You would have been catching a lot of damage on a potential
so that U-turn is huge, because if he directly swaps, then Snarl would have brought special attack down a ton. Actually, if the Calyrex came in there, that would have been hugely detrimental to the Calyrex. That would have done some nastiness to the Calyrex.
The Urshifu does have the Focus Sash intact, but it was still not going to appreciate
big swap, though.
Yeah, and I think the one thing here that Wolf's just found out is that the Rillaboom is faster than that Raging Bolt. He probably expected that U-turn to go off after the Raging Bolt.
I mean, Raging Bolt only has...
Thankfully, this turn into the Incineroar, not into that
75 speed. Raging Bolt is faster than I thought it was. There goes Incineroar. His trusty Incineroar going down. Must break his heart.
Now we get to see Wolf down another Pokemon. This is giving the opportunity for something to join the field and not be on the wrong side of a hit. But at the same time,
I don't think he's bringing the Calyrex in right now.
And the potential priority that it can have with the
Chiyu makes things really tough for his team. I guess the Urshifu can clean it up, though. It's Focus Sash, it's not Choice Scarf, though.
There's no way to stop that sort of priority.
No, and I think the thing now is that Hirofumi's really being very patient with choosing the Terastallization here. You could go for it into the Chiyu,
he probably thought that Rillaboom was slower than Bolt. Yeah, so he could U-turn. That's, you know, that's probably what he was thinking, yeah.
Most of the majority of the time, the Rillaboom attacks as well, but you probably are going to see it more so onto the Raging Bolt to get that extra.
I was thinking about doing bingo with this and then decided against it.
You're not really losing anything either way with taking any advantage with losing a defensive weakness or gaining one with
Grassy Glide's not going to do much.
Just getting the benefit from those big,
but Woodhammer's not going to do huge money. That Grassy Glide, oh, is it just going to put it in range? Did he predict the switch? There's no way.
It's been broken now, which is
there's no into Urshifu? Damn! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Holy shit! Holy! How has he done that? How has he done that? How has he done that then?
Two Pokemon. Heat Wave coming on out. Rillaboom's going to be missed, but hitting into the Urshifu. That's the one I want to keep an eye on because that's the
oh my god, just absolute. Oh my god, just wiped out. Oh, how has he done that?
Will be taking it down.
That's ridiculous.
All of a sudden, it's
what a legend. What a crazy good play that was. That's an insane play.
Especially when Wolf still got that.
I can't believe that he's done that. I love. Oh, that's why I love watching this stuff. Those plays are just absolutely ridiculous.
Thunderclap into the Urshifu can get some decent damage off into the Rillaboom, now a fire type. But between
I mean, it's just Raging Bolt left. He can just wrap it up now. Wrap it up, boys. Wrap it up.
Raging Bolt.
Yeah, the two KOs on the turn when there could have been so much pressure back with this. You're in a weird spot because, of course, you know that there is
World Champ difference, literally.
Fake out into that slot, and you don't want to be taking unnecessary damage.
God, I wish he was still in. I really wish he was still in.
Find himself in a really advantageous against a Raging Bolt that maybe could have been quite problematic.
It's just fun to watch him play. I've played against Wolfie a few times in Draft League and obviously lost terribly, but you know, he's just
a little bit more.
Some people are just on a different plane of existence when it comes to this game, I swear.
The Calyrex to come in onto the field. Does take a Thunderbolt here, though. It is going to drop, but that would
draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Hirofumi.
Once again, and fake out combination with the Unseen Fist ability on the Urshifu, something that you really want to see. Get a close combat off, kind of start to close.
Oh, it's sacking off the Calyrex? Yeah, I think it's gone.
Thunderbolt into Calyrex, but I don't think Wolf's going to mind.
That's a safe play, though. That's safe.
Absolutely not. He has positioned this so well, and you're going to get the perfect two.
There you go. That's pretty much a guaranteed win. Is this live or are you reacting to after it's finished? This is yeah. This is day 2. This is yesterday's games. Later on, the final. There's only the finals left. So what I'm going to do is later on I'm going to stream the finals. But we're going to watch all the matches up to that, like the quarter. The quarterfinals, semifinals, and all that. We're going to watch all those first. Battle's cancelled. All right, there we go. There's one game wrapped up. Going into game 2. Let's see if he can carry the momentum. All right. Oh, he brings the restricted this time. Hirofumi brings the restricted. Calyrex versus Calyrex immediately right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a really nice
and those horses
from both
are out
here.
for blood. They want to kill.
It is going to be able to drop and intimidate down, all importantly, onto that Ice Rider Calyrex.
What time's the finals? I don't know exactly what time the finals is. The stream starts at about 12 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. here. Finals might be like a few hours after that.
Of course, there is the pressure there from the Calyrex Shadow Rider here, where
I don't know exactly what time it's going to be, though.
Both Pokemon on Hirofumi's side of the field. Does that force Hirofumi to go for
also, I did schedule another Then We Fight
Wolf,
stream on Sunday, next Sunday, with Callum. So
there's a bit of a double-edged sword here. Yes, you can resist the Glacial Lances with that water typing, but do you want to commit to it because you instantly become weak to those electric type attacks from that Raging Bolt? That is such a threat, and something that Hirofumi does actually, I think is a key component in getting over the line in this battle.
I am in the Gen 4 Shiny event next week. Yeah, we got some good streams coming up. We got the finale stream of World Champs. We have the Gen 4 Shiny event coming up. We have Then We Fight stream with Callum. Oh, Beads of Ruin comes in. Incineroar. Oh, that's a good fake out. That's a huge fake out there. Beautiful fake out, preventing the Raging Bolt from doing out. And now it's in kill range. Though I don't think he wants to stay in. What the fuck just happened?
So it's going to be taking with that Snarl. It's not really going to lower the special attack because of the cover.
Did the stream drop or something like that? What happened?
With that dog type damage, you don't want to do that, and you don't want to terastallize. So maybe Wolf is going to adjust here, take that Calyrex out of a position where it is threatened. Maybe utilize that Incineroar, the slow parting shot. Switch out to something more.
Finals is going to take a long time. All age division. Oh, junior, senior, massive division will be streamed. Each TCG match about 1 hour long. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Wait, they're not going to stream it in the same stream, though, are they? Because they usually do separate streams. I just want to watch the BGC ones.
Wolf has made that adjustment into the Ferreira for this match. So when we're eyeing up this
I might just go to bed and wake up at like 4 a.m. BGC finals is the last thing of the day. It's at... Oh, that's midnight for me. Cringe.
That could have been so scary up against the Raging Bolt. Well, you have brought that perfect counter.
I'll be on the same stream. Cringe.
No priority coming on, no attempt.
Oh, there goes the Astral Barrage. Actually, Terra there is huge. That's such a good idea. Oh, that's so good.
Play here from Wolf, covering the threat of that Thunderclap, bringing the Ferreira in with that Armor Tail, preventing any sort of risk there. We are seeing the Snarl.
Oh, there goes. Okay. The Grenade just gets nullified by the Snarl. Huge.
Dropping on the Ferreira, but because of that,
but you can just keep on firing out those Astral Barrages, though. It's just so strong. Full Arming comes in, but it doesn't have the weakness to it anymore.
Threat early on in this match.
He is going to outspeed.
You can be pressuring.
An Astral Barrage just kills the Flame, though, doesn't it?
Because of that booster energy. But you're not going to be hitting for weakness into it. And again, the Covert Cloak, such a great item choice onto this. You can't even try and lower the speed. So Wolf done a great job so far in really positioning this Calyrex.
No, Unite finished yesterday.
And actually putting a lot of pressure out. And Ferreira, you stopped the priority.
Oh, he has Covert Cloak. That's right. So he didn't lose the boost. Oh, yeah, you just Astral Barrage here. I mean, it speed ties with the Calyrex, though, which kind of sucks. Oh, no, it doesn't speed tie because he has a speed boost. The Flame always outspeeds. Ooh, Terra. Terra what, though? Terra normal would be insane.
We are going to see a Terastallization, interestingly enough, onto this Flood Domain.
Oh, wait, 4:15 Hawaii time would be 3 in the morning? What?
Against the big threat from that
Calyrex. Man.
You're staring down that +1. You don't want to be taking an attack, but
I don't know about
that. You won't have to protect from the Calyrex, making sure you're not going to be taking a hefty Moon Blast from the
Damn, I can't believe Wolfie has 2 Incineroars.
Through this as well.
You can tell how much he really loves Incineroar.
When it's come out as well, is you have now dropped that immunity to the
just look at that team layout. He just loves it so much. Oh, it was Terra normal. Okay.
No, so the fake out pressure here from Wolf is just so well done because now
I might just record my reaction off stream actually.
But that doesn't matter for this next turn.
I don't know if I want to wake up at 3 in the morning to stream one match.
Launch another Astral Barrage if you want into that Chi-Yu. Try and remove that from the field because that
I might just do it when I wake up in the morning.
A huge thing for you to get one step closer to closing this matchup.
A little roll of the dice, an attempt at a double protect, and it's going to fail. Chiyu will be taking a hit this turn. Fluttermane is going to be spared.
Chiyu's taking a hit. He's decided just to stay in. Is that going to kill?
No damage from the Astral Barrage.
Oh, it's so close.
It does hold on.
It's
just
so
barely.
close.
Yeah, and it did go for the double
Protect
protect
and is that parting shot? Protecting parting shot.
Get the double protect so you avoid that Astral Barrage. It does hang on, thankfully, but it is solo health. Anything that's going to just touch it now is going to take it off the field.
Chris, he doesn't have an Urshifu. As you can see from the team layout, he has 2 Incineroars.
That Calyrex, but it's easy enough for Wolf just to protect, go for a parting shot here, or maybe even just go for a damaging attack into the Chiyu, try and remove that, or just try and whittle down this Fluttermane, because that's the key now. I don't think losing any position here from Wolf is the thing to do. I think just take your time and use the tools that you've got at your disposal to kind of work around.
What do we have coming in here?
Threats.
Oh, it's the Calyrex back.
And wanting to preserve it will be
the Calyrex did protect on Wolfie's side, though.
Especially, too, if you do think it is just going to be protect on the other end. And an
Okay. That's a pretty... Oh, wait. Does... Parting Shot doesn't go through protect, does it?
Preservation of the tools that they need to try and take this match out with. The Incineroar will be the only one.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Parting shot and attempt
but it doesn't do anything.
Special attack coming out from the Fluttermane, but nothing this go around.
Yeah, it's a nice play here from Hirofumi to kind of block that parting shot to at least...
Who do I think is going to win this match? I mean, it would be rude for me to say because I already know who wins this match. All the other ones, I don't know the results of, but I know the results of this match because people were tweeting about it.
Damage, not something that Hirofumi probably wants to deal with here.
I have no idea what the other ones are, though. Moonblast goes and it does not do much. Does not do much at all. Astral Barrage comes out at +1.
We can't get
that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt the Calyrex. That's gonna hurt the Calyrex. Oh my god! I can't believe it lived. I actually can't believe it lived on a sliver. The tiniest slivers on the entire planet. The smallest ones that you could find.
This will be a forced pivot on out. We've gotten to see the Pokemon. What is he going to be bringing in? One will take the hit a lot better than the other. Remember, the Ferreira took a lot of damage earlier on.
Yeah, and I think the one thing you want to avoid
Calyrex Ice is ridiculously bulky.
To potentially get knocked out and give that chilling near boost, because that's the one thing you want to avoid at all costs. You don't want to allow this Pokemon on Hirofumi's side to get any sort of foothold, any sort of advantage.
Yeah, Glacial Lance is going to do not much, I would imagine. It's not going to kill, right? Oh, Calyrex barely hangs on. So what, you protect this time?
Pretty comfortably here.
Yeah, protect the Calyrex and try and take out that Fluttermane. Actually, I don't know. Wait, he can go through protect though, can't he? Can't Urshifu go through protect? Surging Strikes into...
will be broken. You can be ending at least on
you Surging Strikes into the Fluttermane? Would that kill?
Yeah, and the thing is going for the Aqua Jet into that slot as locking that whatever comes in here. The Chiyu switches in, it's going down.
No, Chris, he has 2 Incineroar.
It's going down, unfortunately.
The second Incineroar is melee cosplaying, is it, Urshifu?
Then all you need to do is deal with this Fluttermane. You could even go for maybe a Psy Shock this turn into that.
I guess CC would kill the Fluttermane though, right?
Some damage off before your
but maybe he just, yeah, I guess he just wants to take out the Calyrex, because if it keeps Glacial Lancing, it's going to cause massive issues.
Aqua Jet.
That will be the protect to be kicking off the turn as Aqua Jet priority will eliminate this Calyrex and officially bring Hirofumi down to final 2 Pokemon, plus a Chiyu that's definitely not looking. Is that
going to kill the Urshifu?
Dazzling Gleam.
It's split damage. That shouldn't kill, right?
Into the Calyrex, and since it is spread damage, it's going
to
be doing
he's
less.
so low. Clenched, man. Clenched. Absolutely bloody clenched.
So your Chiyu could be surviving.
Chiyu comes out,
but just falling a little short.
Oh, Aqua Jet kills Chiyu.
If it goes down here, the next turn comes in.
Fluttermane is gonna Dazzling Gleam though.
Could pile on to the Chiyu, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can't do anything about that unless the Chiyu has protects.
Comes out into that slot, even though it's got the cover clog, it's still picking up the knockout, and then all you need to deal with is that Fluttermane. So the Aqua Jet here, an easy play for Wolf, not wanting to lose that Calyrex for free, switching it out, more importantly, bringing that Incineroar back.
I don't think it's close. I mean, I feel like Wolfie has like a very good handle on the situation.
Slowly but surely whittling away Hirofumi's tools.
I just don't think the Fluttermane can wipe out the whole everything that Wolfie has now, especially with the Ferreira in the back too, fully healed. There it goes. There it goes. It's just a Fluttermane versus. It's a 1v4. It's a 1v3. It's yeah. It doesn't feel close. It looks like Wolfie's gonna wrap it up and get a nice little dub here. Oh no, it's not a full health Ferreira. Never mind. I thought it was. I don't even remember this thing being on the field. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember it being on the field at all. Fake out and Trick Room to guarantee the victory. All right, yeah, looks like he's gonna get a nice little dub there. All right, Wolfie Glick, the winner.
Here at the Pokemon World Championships.
Unfortunately, we don't get to see any more battles from Wolfie, and sadly, he was knocked out in top 32. But that was a good. I wonder if did they get interviews with the players? They get an interview with the winner, though, don't they? Oh wait, hold on.
Undefeated in games and in matches this weekend so far.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. When I envisioned what the ideal world would look like this year, this is pretty close to it thus far.
I mean, you've been very good throughout the season, just picking a goal, visualizing it, and then achieving it. So what was your mindset coming into this tournament to prep?
Yeah, so this format is really difficult because there are so many different viable compositions. Like, I think there might be as many as 10 times.
Yeah,
more
he
than
was
normal
18-0 for battles. 18-0. That's insane.
Different ways, and so there's just so many compositions. So my idea was, rather than trying to use a team, a team that gives me a positive matchup into whatever I play against, I'd rather have a team that like is generally very strong, and I don't have any like severe losing matchups, and then I can just focus on playing and like learning how to use the team rather than trying to like gain an advantage via like the team builder, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, the video is going to go hard, though. The video is going to be great. Okay, we got the top 12 Pokemon and top 8 restricted for day 2. Let's have a look.
Which Pokemon is going to rank Pokemon?
Go back. Okay, we got, damn, 61% Urshifu. Then we have Rillaboom. Actually, Incineroar's only on 26% of the teams in day 2, which is interesting. Whimsicott, very, very common. Lots of Ogerpons scattered around as well. Mostly Hearthflame and Cornerstone. Fluttermay there, 19% on Fluttermay. We have Iron Hands. We have Raging Bolt, of course. And then the top 8 restricted. Ooh. Dude, 2% are Groudon. You know what? I respect that. Anyone using Groudon, I have to respect. And then it's Calyrex, Miraidon, and Zamazenta. I want to see another Terrapagos player. The Terrapagos player was really fun. All right, so round 10, we have Antonio Sanchez versus Diego Ferreira. I don't want to pronounce that in case I do it wrong. I'm sorry.
A lot of those ice.
All right, let's see what teams they have. Diego has a Saluna. Is this a Trick? Oh, Trick Room team. Ooh, big Trick Room team with a Torkoal. I love Torkoal so much. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's almost as good as when people become a member to this YouTube channel or gift memberships. It's almost as good as that. But, you know, not quite as good because gifting memberships is clearly better. Anyway, let's have a look and see what the other team is. Wait, do we not see it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Calyrex Ice Rider. Yeah, it's a Trick Room. It's another Trick Room. Dude, we're going Trick Room versus Trick Room. All right, you know what? That's fun. Let's see what happens in Trick Room versus Trick Room.
Wellspring that is going to be next
Ogerpon versus Ogerpon. Calyrex out, Raging Bolt out.
Like Follow Me, that's available here.
Is everyone using Solgaleo? No.
If we see it a little bit later. But for Antonio, the Ice Rider Calyrex nowhere to be seen as of yet. Instead,
Diego and Antonio both have one loss now.
Yes, nice to see the special attack boost as well on Antonio's Raging Bolt, using that boost to energy to get that boost in play.
Immediate
it
Terra.
also has the formidable pressure it can go for
into
that
the Ogerpon? Surely not.
Antonio hesitating over
Surely that'd be
wanting to
jesting.
deal as much damage as possible
Surely
with these electric
not.
type moves. The Ogerpon, as you said,
No way.
can be very disruptive with that Follow Me, and it's such a reasonably bulky Pokemon as well, and can threaten Pokemon like the Ogerpon.
Oh, he's flicking around a ton. Oh no, into the Calyrex. Okay, interesting to the Calyrex.
I love the coverage that we're going to see Antonio go for here with this Raging Bolt going to that Terra Electric.
Immediate Terra
to mitigate the weakness that from something like this Ice
Rider this Thunderbolt is going to destroy the Ogerpon. I am so sorry.
But because Diego does have this that
Ogerpon is so dead. Oh shit, the crit! Oh, that crit definitely matters. Oh, that matters so much. Oh, that matters so much, man. He's got to be so angered. Oh, I'd be raging. That's so much damage he didn't need to take. That sucks. Damn.
Saying I am the victor out of the two of us, and allowing the Raging Bolt to get some good damage down onto that restricted on the opposing side.
That's so unfortunate.
Yes, has gone up now. That means the speed will be in Diego's favor. But
big crit there.
There is at least a free switch here for Diego. The Ice Rider Calyrex is still up. It's going to be one of the slowest things or one of the fastest things in this Trick Room now that that's set up. And you have the Indeedee as well. Setting the Psychic Surge means that you can protect.
He did get the Trick Room up, but also Antonio's team is very slow as well.
On this Raging Bolt, and you also have that additional.
They're both Calyrex Ice Rider users.
Yes,
that was so much damage though. That Calyrex does not want that much damage on it. I don't think he can one-shot. I mean, maybe he can one-shot Cornerstone.
Raging Bolt having dropped its Dragon typing, not going to worry about those too much at this point, particularly as Grimnay is not coming through.
There is a protect option.
Oh,
on
he
both of these
really wants to
Pokemon,
kill
though,
that.
but
Oh,
it's
there
not
goes
gonna be
another follow
seen
me.
As of yet. The
It looks like
going
he's
for the
Trick Room follow me,
first,
which
and
is
the
interesting. The
Lance
Glacial
to
Lance comes
follow.
through.
Both of
He's
these
just trying to
Pokemon
protect
are
his
going to
Calyrex
take
now.
A decent chunk of damage. Ogerpon with its sturdy ability,
Oh.
though, is going to hold on
Oh,
for this
sturdy.
next attack. And
He got a crit in the
also be
Ogerpon. He
able
got the
to
crit
deliver
back, but it
another
doesn't
blow.
matter because the
Draco
sturdy
Meteor,
are
though, is gonna
heartbreaking.
get redirected away.
Absolutely
And
heartbreaking.
Not going to be knocked out quite
And
yet.
Didi's
but
gonna be
this
killed,
Raging
though.
Bolt, it's just been so instrumental.
Are there any
in
women
this
competing?
matchup so
I imagine
far for
so. They just didn't
Antonio.
get to.
And while this Ice Rider Calyrex has
They
the
didn't get
opportunity
to
attack again,
like this point
that's
in
another
the
knockout that Antonio's
stage in the
taken.
competition.
2 moves and 2 KOs
There's no
coming
reason
through
to separate
this
women and men in
cornerstone
Pokemon. That doesn't make any
Ogerpon here.
sense.
Really, really nice damage on the board. Now we are going to see one of the titans of Trick Room, the Ursaluna, coming into play. The issue that you've got to contend with, though, is Trick Room turns are going to start coming through, and if Antonio wants to play around that, you have some defensive capabilities to utilize. I feel like if you're Diego, though, you need
Actually,
to
in
go
top 32,
against
there
this
might be a lot of
Glacial
women.
Lance, get some damage
They're
the
just not
board.
on
You can,
stream.
I believe easily get the 2-hit KO here.
It would be nice to see more women like in the competitive scene. So it feels like very male dominated.
It could. The only problem is that, as you mentioned, for some of those defensive plays, Antonio does have the option to just double protect on both of these Pokemon. It's gonna
Any
stall
announcement
out an
predictions?
additional
I have
turn
no
of Trick
idea.
Room
I honestly have
and
no
make sure
idea.
that this Ursaluna
I mean, maybe they'll
isn't
do like a
going to
trailer. They
actually
haven't
have
said
the
nothing about
speed
ZA in a
advantage.
while.
It's also going to be really tough. You know, this Ursaluna
The
has
Trick Room
opportunity to
Ursaluna
go
Calyrex
first
combo
week,
is
and
going to
so
be
when you talk
super
about
strong
being able
here,
to
though.
secure a double knockout, do you actually try to give
Oh,
the
he's stalling
KOs
a Trick Room
over
turn.
to
Okay, that makes
your
sense.
Ice Rider Calyrex, or just allow your Ursaluna to try to get the job done? But
Imprison
here, how
Ooh.
interesting. Just making sure that you're going to be able to go for something here. But with
Did he
the
just Earthquake his
coming
own?
through, or the Headlong Rush, excuse me, actually just attacks in general.
Oh.
Well, I really like this coming through, actually. You know, you do get a little bit of damage onto your partner.
Ooh, that's
Calyrex
tough.
is able to hang on, and the
He
critical
only
thing
hit
for
his own
Ursaluna
Pokemon.
is you've taken that one turn, you've been able to use the
I feel like
flame
that's
to now
fake out
activate
range
your
now.
Gust ability. So
Oh,
there's
that's
gonna
in
be
range
so
to
much
die
more
fake
offensive
out.
pressure
That's awkward.
coming through from Ursaluna. The Earthquake, yes, you hit your partner Pokemon, but you might have been able to get some good damage on a switch in from the back.
You
know,
might have
if
been
it
able
was
to,
just
but you
something
didn't,
like Urshifu,
unfortunately.
At least you're getting the focus dash broken and then leaving it more vulnerable for Antonio.
The imprison, I think that's a very interesting move choice. Maybe
I wonder what he's
expecting
trying
that
to
there was
imprison.
some type of Trick Room
Calyrex,
option.
which
Oh,
in
like a
the
reverse
back.
Trick Room, I guess?
Maybe you do have that Calyrex, but as we actually saw in the back there, no Calyrex, no Ferreira. So very interesting adjustment here for Antonio
Room
in
is
this
still up.
very first game.
Can see a
Relying
big
once
Glacial
again
Lance
on
coming
kind of
through.
a similar strategy we saw in just our previous match. This Raging Bolt can be so dominant.
Oh, this Glacial
when you're
Lance is
able
gonna go
put on that pressure.
crazy
We
right
saw
now.
the Earthquake come through from the Ursaluna in this previous turn. One way to disrupt that.
Oh,
you
no,
have
wait,
the
Thunderclap.
grass
I totally
terrain
forgot
on
about
your side.
Thunderclap.
With the
Yeah, that thing's
Thunderclap,
dead.
this Calyrex just goes down without a fight.
Doesn't
That's
do
one way to get
anything,
around the
man.
speed tiers of Trick Room,
That's a
going for
pretty
the priority.
dominating
There's no
first
throw
round
back
for
from Diego's
Antonio.
side, so you do not have to worry about Armatel blocking it as the Headlong Rush
Oh
comes through.
my
That was the
God, this
facade
thing is
coming
so
through from the Ursaluna
strong.
to remove the
What?
Pokemon from play. So you do manage to get a KO on
That
Diego's
did
side,
so
but now on
much.
Antonio's side you get to bring a Pokemon in from the
Jesus
back and start slowing
Christ.
things down once again. You can go for some more protects.
That is
to stall through these
ridiculous.
remaining Trick Room turns.
Oh, I lied.
It is there. It's
Raging
just
Bolt's
hiding.
neck was
It just slapped him up and cracked him up. He's done. Would you be willing to learn VGC when the next regulation starts? Probably not, just because of the fact that I don't want to make the teams. I mean, it seems like a lot of fun, but it also seems like a ton of time and effort that you have to put into it. And I don't know how I would like justify putting the time and effort into it, other than like
for this Ursaluna to try to get
I'd have to be really passionate about it, which
take
I
advantage of these
just
speed
I'm not
turns,
right now.
especially
I'm
when
just
you're
not
going to
that
see the
passionate.
double protect from this Raging Bolt
He's
and the
rentals.
Ogerpon. It's going to stall
No,
out that
I mean,
final turn
if
of
you
Trick
make a
Room.
team to
Really,
go
this
to an
Ursaluna
event,
doesn't have any other option except to try
how
to
would
go
you use
for
a
the Earthquake,
rental?
try to secure that double knockout. But it is going to be tough now, knowing that once this Trick Room expires, you are going to see that Ice Rider Calyrex come in.
Also, I'm not a very
Exactly,
competitive
Ursaluna
person.
does struggle outside of Trick Room, and particularly when you've got so many Pokemon on the opposing side, it makes it very, very difficult in the kind of 1v other Pokemon matchup for Ursaluna. The Twisted Dimensions have now ended, so the speed is back into
Oh,
Ogerpon's
Power Up's
favor.
gonna
It can
dominate
always
this
just
thing.
try and go here
Oh,
for
Power
a
Up and Draco
Power
meet
Whip
you?
just to get some damage down.
Bro,
using
did
that
he just
powerful
click
cross-step
Thunderbolt?
attack. And Raging Bolt can
What's
kind of
happening?
do its thing, obviously. It doesn't want to go
Thunderbolt?
for any of these
What?
electric type moves.
Oh, in case of Terra? Oh, in case of Terra.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you saw the coverage there.
Yeah,
and
there
you
it is. It
definitely
goes.
should
All right,
need
it goes
to
down. There we
cover
go.
the
Nice.
Terra option. You don't need it
Nice.
because
Well
Power Whip
done.
is plenty
Antonio,
to
claps in
knock
chat.
out
Nice
this
dominating
Ursaluna.
first match
And
for
so-
Antonio there. Very good first match.
Trick
I want to see this Trick Room team that Diego has do a little bit of work, though, because I want to see Torkoal do something. I really want to see Torkoal do something. I love Torkoal so much. I absolutely love
Try and
it.
shut down opposing Calyrexes, but you do also have that wide guard. But it looks like the same combinations coming out front and center here. Raging Bolt and Cornerstone Ogerpon against the Wellspring Ogerpon and the Calyrex Ice
I should be a commentator. I definitely should not be a commentator. I don't know nearly enough. I don't know even 10% of the knowledge required that, like, the commentators know.
We did see this Raging Bolt go for the Electric Terror just to be able to boost up those electric.
That, like, Sierra or Lou or anyone else that commentates a Pokemon, they know so much more than I do.
Here as Antonio looks for the next turn of the game.
I mean, again, Ogerpon might want to go on the offensive here as well. It has the potential to deal out some good damage.
Is it going to Terror right off the bat again? Ooh, big Terror right off the bat. Okay, okay. He's just trying to kill that Calyrex right away.
You need to be able to support this Calyrex. If it is staying in, if it's not going to be, it can't go for Protect anyway because it's not running it, you need to provide that defensive support. The Terrestrialization, as you said,
but yeah, I'm not really like a competitive person. I've never been a competitive person. That's why I don't do Draft League anymore.
As Ogerpon goes for the Follow Me, but will
it's just not really my thing. I like having fun more.
That is the question, right? Because last time it did get crit, so the Ivy Cudgel, if it doesn't crit again, this Ogerpon
doesn't crit again. Okay. He has a little bit of a best. Imagine if it crit again. Imagine.
The Thunderbolt also gets redirected. So while you
but a big Glacial Lance is about to come out now, though. It's going to do huge damage. Oh, no, he's going to Trick Room, right? He's going to Trick Room. Yeah, he's going to get the Trick Room up. Okay, guaranteed Trick Room up. Nice.
Get things going.
This is what I wanted to see, though. The Calyrex Ice Rider in Trick Room with that HP bar intact, enabling it to have that extra longevity on the field. And now the tides really have turned. You can go for these Glacial Lances. You can do a huge amount of damage and apply a lot of pressure.
Ooh, Ursaluna's on the field and Calyrex.
Ursaluna once again in a position where
could see a Glacial Lance Earthquake combination that would just wipe the field, right? Wipe it completely.
In your favor, and the Raging Bolt can't really go for the Thunderclap into the Ursaluna, of course, then you can go for something
favorite
like
Pokemon design-wise, Rhydon.
just to be able to get some damage on the board against Raging Bolt.
I love Rhydon's design.
Would be nice to do that. I think the only issue here for Diego is the fact that this Calyrex, as we mentioned before, does not have access to Protect. So it might be a little telegraphed here that Diego
Open team sheets is so useful because he just knows that he can't protect.
Game, Diego was very comfortable to try to go for an attack and just let that Guts boost come up naturally for this Ursaluna.
It makes him less readable as well, right? If you kind of think, oh, it's going to go for that Protect, that's what it always does, so you're not going to target into it. Enables it just to get some damage on the board, and obviously it's not as
Terra Dragon. Ooh, that's really good. That's going to help resist the Thunderclap too. Oh, that's going to be very good.
Wow,
ooh, Antonio's in a really tough situation now. I don't know how he's going to come back from this.
You can get around a lot of this sort
but
of
wait, he has a Calyrex, dude. Glacial Lance?
You know, Ice Rare Calyrex.
Oh, but he has to imprison.
Much about seeing a Will-O-Wisp across the way instead.
Otherwise, Glacial Lance is going to run train on that side of the field. That's a KO right there. That's a KO if I ever seen one. Jesus Christ.
The drops in its defense and special defense, as you would see from something like a close combat, but I think you got the prize.
You need to calm down, Ursaluna. That is so much damage.
Yeah, oh, dude, wait. That's a great play.
That shows exactly why the Thunderclap
now he can't do Glacial Lance.
Into that slot.
Ooh, I don't know what Antonio's going to do about this now. He's running out of options. Oh, he didn't even bring the Calyrex.
This time has indeed left the Calyrex Ice Rider at home as well.
Didn't even bring the Calyrex.
And has brought these kind of iconic duos in the form of Rillaboom and Urshifu to the field. Rillaboom can come, try and slow down the pace a little bit with something like a potential fake out, just stall through a couple of these turns, and Urshifu can deal obviously a huge chunk of damage with something like a close combat or a surging strikes, but this Dragon Terror is so critical. Fire, water, grass is not going to be doing damage to this Calyrex.
So that's when you look at this Rapid Strike Urshifu.
Power Whip into Ursaluna. Is it going to be enough to kill? I don't know. He's just kind of trying to kill that Ursaluna. Diego still has him on in the back too. This is an uphill battle for Antonio right now.
You think about this Urshifu and you go, okay, this is really the target that I'd like to see. Both of these are going to be super effective into this Ursaluna.
Exactly.
Yo, Cesari, thank you so much for the first super chat of the day. Thank you. I'll let Brian read that out when he gets around to it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Second Glacial Lance in the next turn.
Oh, that critical hit. That's going to make that much more difficult. But the Facade actually goes into this.
All right, Ogerpon goes down.
Instead, finishing the job that this Ice
Rider crit on the Facade.
Turn. It unfortunately denies that boost to the Chilling Neigh. But
wait, CC's going to kill Ursaluna. Yep, CC kills Ursaluna.
Going to get taken out of the
it's now 2v2, but Calyrex is there in Trick Room and full health and Terror. I
think
Diego's got this one. I really do.
And Antonio Sanchez as well.
I think this is a nice trade, though, however, because your Ursaluna had those drops. It was going to be a little bit more vulnerable. This is another perfect
it's an
counter
Indeedee.
Pokemon for this Calyrex Ice Rider.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to shift your focus of your Diego. You can use this Calyrex to be able to start cleaning up this game. The Rillaboom's come onto the field, but the key thing is that Indeedee is here as well, can go for that redirection. Rillaboom, though, in Trick Room, not going to
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Fake Out
think
still
the
a
Glacial
potential
Lance
play.
just wraps this up now.
Because of the speed interactions there,
Exactly.
the Rillaboom gets a chance to set that grassy terrain a little bit later, and that means that you can still go for something like the Aqua Jet even, or that Grassy Glide, absolutely, alongside something like that Fake Out. But still, how do you get through this Ice Rider Calyrex? Grass type damage. You also have the water type damage. Now you have to rely on things that are a little bit more...
Yeah, you have to rely on
Thanks
CC.
for your videos, Pat. Currently my 5-year-old bedtime routine involves curling up against me watching a Let's
Aw.
Fight. Building memories for my son.
That's so cute. I'm so sorry for the things that we say. I don't know if it's appropriate for a 5-year-old, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
But can this Urshifu actually tank another hit? Can you get through these Trick Room turns?
It's not even that. It's getting through the Indeedee as well, because you can go for the Follow Me, and both the Rillaboom
Worlds is right
and
now.
the
Well,
Urshifu
yeah,
only really
finals
have
is
single
today.
target type attacks. So you can try all you want to get to that Calyrex, but Indeedee's going to be the barrier stopping you in this case. Calyrex going for the flinch, did get hit by the Fake Out here, as Urshifu actually just goes straight away for the close combat. Indeedee taking that like a champ.
It's just not doing
it's gonna
enough.
need another one
I feel
to
like
really get the
Calyrex
job
is just
done.
going to
And
wrap
all
this
the
up with the
while,
Glacial
Antonio's
Lance now.
actually going to be dropping his own defensive capabilities against this Ice Rider Calyrex, and you also took a bit of chip damage from the Rocky Helmet that this Indeedee is holding. Gonna make it a little bit easier for this Urshifu to get taken out, even though we saw the critical hit take it below half. There is Helping Hand available on this Indeedee if you just want to...
Yeah, I don't know what time the... I'm going to have to find out what time finals is supposed to be. Oh, he's really trying this, though. He's really trying to come back from this. It doesn't kill. It's so Jova. It's never been more Jova.
A little bit of chip in return, but Calyrex, the lights are on you now. This is your moment to go for this Glacial Lance into the opposing Rillaboom here. Being a grass type, it's going to be very vulnerable to this attack.
Yes, that is just going to be...
Yeah, Urshifu's is not going to be able to do it. One more Glacial Lance is going to wrap this up.
Play by it's got the defense.
I would imagine, right?
Really is.
He's running out of time.
Antonio's just thinking at this point, what do you do heading into this third and final game?
Yes.
You were able to make the most of what you were granted in that first game, still having
Goes
to
for
find
another
a way
detect?
to really be able to get there in the first place. And
Because
start
of the
thinking
Trick
about,
Room, I
you know,
guess?
Can I get through this? There is maybe an out here.
I don't know what he's
that
like trying to do.
Be able to enable
Is he
that.
just thinking about like the
Obviously,
next
Indeedee doesn't have
match?
any attacking moves, so you really are
It is. These scenarios here, if Antonio's not...
thing to do to start thinking about how to adapt.
He just
Because at the
detected
end of the day,
again.
this
I don't know what he's trying to
Calyrex,
do
when it goes
here.
into this Dragon Terror is so difficult to get through. You almost kind of want to go through and go
no
for
matter
the
how much
Glacial
grassy
Lance into it,
terrain
because it will
healing
do
he
super
gets,
effective
it's not
damage,
going to be
but that
enough.
Prison is so detrimental to Antonio's potential here. The Glacial Lance is going to come through. The failed third protect will be...
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he's just stalling so he can think about what he wants to do in the next game. Which, speaking of the next game, let's dive into it. Here we go.
With a win into the final round of Swiss, and look at that. Lou's going to be a run back for Diego with the Ice Rider Calyrex and Ogerpon Wellspring, but for Antonio, it's the Ogerpon next to the Ferreira.
The Ferreira
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Ogerpon and Calyrex just seems to be the lead every single time.
Hyper Voice getting some damage out on the field. You've also got the capability of Shadow Ball to deal some pretty good damage into the opposing Calyrex. But it really comes down to whether you can get damage onto Calyrex and stop it going for this Trick Room. We know that the Ogerpon Cornerstone has the capability, if it gets a critical hit, to remove the Ogerpon from play on the opposing side. But now Calyrex has a choice to make. Does it go for Trick Room or does it go for Imprison?
I feel like Trick Room is still a very good bet to be able to make. You want to make sure that you have that as a speed advantage for yourself, but it's a tough call. I feel like you are put in a very precarious position if you're Diego by
I think Cornerstone Ogerpon is the most common next to Hearthflame Ogerpon.
Ivy Cudgel heading into this Ogerpon.
Ooh, okay, same first round. Go for the Hyper Voice. It gets a little bit of damage. It does crit the Ogerpon. It takes it out.
So while it does get knocked out for its troubles,
So now he's like, I think he's gonna get his Throat Spray. He's gonna get his Throat Spray active. It's gonna give him a little boost. Nice.
See this Throat Spray boost here for the Ferreira.
Yeah, Ferreira kind of setting
Still not gonna do a huge amount of damage.
Special attack, as Calyrex does indeed indeed go for the Trick Room. I guess you're in a position in that next turn where you can just go for the Imprison now as well and stop Ferreira from trying to reverse the Trick Rooms here.
I know the stream starts at 12 PST. I just don't know when finals of VGC is going to start.
But Trick Room really is the arena where Diego thrives. Ursaluna now on the field as well, and this is where Calyrex maybe can go for that Imprison, allowing Ursaluna to go for the big damage on the field. The issue is there is no Raging Bolt that you're down against now, and Terrestrialization is still flexible on Antonio's side.
Yes, and
why was I once MJTV? Why?
Before,
just felt like it. I just felt like it was the right thing to do at the time.
That's one of the ways you could resist some of this damage from this Ice Rider Calyrex while still being able to make
Terra the Ferreira? Interesting. Interesting plays.
For yourself on that first turn. Ogerpon as well.
Interesting plays.
Antonio.
Okay. Some little fun, some little different.
And it has the ability to go out on offense. It also does have access to follow me as well. One of the ways you could also redirect away a big attack from that Ursaluna. But as Diego did in that second game, it's going to be another Terra into the Dragon type for this Ice Rider Calyrex.
And while it's still got the sturdy in
Dragon Ice Rider Calyrex is so hard to take down. Only 3 weaknesses, and I don't think he has any of those moves on him. I mean, he has a Calyrex, but he can imprison the Glacial Lance, which is such a smart thing to do with the mirror match, is to imprison the Glacial Lance.
Ursaluna is going to go straight away.
Headlong rush into the Frigoraph. Tanks it nice.
Typing switch here, but oh my goodness, that still does so much damage. Frigoraph is definitely more vulnerable now as the Glacial Lance.
The Glacial Lance, though, with this Water Terra, is
Tanks it. Everyone's still alive. Everyone's still around. This power weapon needs to not miss.
Have an opportunity to get some damage down if you are Antonio.
Okay, High Voice is going to that's a decent amount. Goes to the Power Whip, is going to kill the Ursaluna. Okay, Ursaluna goes down. Nice.
Just to make sure that Ursaluna is
that Glacial Lance coming out is going to do so much, though. It's going to wipe the field.
Since the Flame Orb is gone alongside that Ursaluna.
Even without the drops there, that would have done so much damage from the Power Whip coming through. Indeedee, however, now can come onto the field, bring that Psychic Terrain in, and once again provide that redirection support with something like a Follow Me. Both Frigoraph and Ogerpon generally will get drawn in.
I can't see how many Trick Room turns there are left. It's so sad. I just want to see. I just want to know. I just want to know now.
Going to be able to do, looking at the very low HP bars on Frigoraph and Ogerpon, it can then start getting its attack boosted as well through these Chilling Nays and become very formidable. Antonio needs to play the clock a little bit here and look at these Trick Room turns.
I think it's tough as well because even though we saw how much damage that Calyrex could do with that Glacial Lance, now you have a different modifier you have to think about.
Is there a bracket?
Survive the Glacial Lance.
All the battles that we are watching are from yesterday, so they've already happened.
But that is why we see Antonio.
So the only battle left to do is the finals.
That way you are at least denying.
Which is why I'm able to flick through the battles so quickly.
Let's see though. There was no helping hand. It's just getting the Glacial Lance here.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
This Calyrex, but it is enough. Knowing
there goes Frigoraph. He's gonna get a Chilling Nay boost.
The heal pulse comes through here as well, just to give that Calyrex a little bit more longevity and help it out, because it has to take a couple of those Hyper Voices as well as giving itself a Chilling Nay boost, boosting up its attack.
You found the time for finals, 5 p.m. Wait, where'd you find that? I just know that the stream starts at like 12 PST.
That Antonio was trying to do onto that Ice Rider just a couple of turns ago. But as you see the Rillaboom come in, now that Diego is
follow
down to his final
me
two
and
Pokemon,
fake out.
Control is at the very least.
Do they have the same priority?
Yes, and you do have the fake out potential here as well, because the Grassy Terrain has overwritten the Psychic
I mean,
Terrain.
what do you even do here? Just like, you just have to try and attack it. It still has full health though. That Calyrex is going to do crazy damage.
It's, you know, Grassy Glides, but that's only going to really affect Pokemon like Indeedee. Calyrex is still going to be so
Oh, fake out's a higher tier, okay. So at least you can fake out the Calyrex one turn and like try and kill the Indeedee.
Into that slot. But you cannot get around the Indeedee safely.
You can't. So that's why Antonio gets a chance to try to make the most out of this turn. You get the fake
on the Pokemon Scholar website, really?
Calyrex, make sure you can at least stop one more turn of damage. Try to buy your time past these Trick Room turns and just hope you got the damage down onto this Indeedee. Ogerpon still has a lot of fight left in it. And with the power up, it is going to connect. So Indeedee just gets knocked out in one hit.
All right. Oh, Indeedee gets knocked out in one hit.
Here for Diego as these Trick Room turns start to expire.
Who needs the critical hit when you can use the Grassy Terrain to boost up your
Junior, Senior, and Masters finals begin is what they have. Oh, so they're going to do Junior, Senior, and then Masters. So at 5 p.m., they're going to start Junior, Senior, Masters, which means...
But once again, we're in this situation, Rosemary. We've got the Calyrex
Masters is probably
a lot of damage to it, but this time Calyrex
an hour and a half. It's probably like 5:30 p.m. right? What's Hawaii time compared to UK?
Against both of these formidable attackers.
Well, you know that this Urshifu will be able to survive one more Glacial Lance as the Grassy Glide does not do.
It's 3 a.m. there right now? Oh, God. So we've got over 12 hours to go. Oh, it's going to be like...
damage down before it does get down.
Oh, it's 10 hours difference?
This Urshifu has a chance here. Can it do enough damage with this close combat that you can put
Wait,
yourself
hold
in a
on.
position where a second one's going to be able to do the job? It all comes down to this, Lou.
Can Urshifu do it? Close combat comes through, connects, does a little bit of
Not
damage,
even
puts it
close.
down
Oh,
into
not
the
even
orange zone
close.
here, but the Calyrex looking so in control.
8 EST is 1 a.m.
Especially after a bit of that grassy terrain recovery. That's
So
gonna
like
make that
half
damage
6. If
roll
I make an
even a
assumption,
little
it's going to be
bit
a
more
half 6.
different.
Half
We saw
6 is
that
like...
once again, but now this Calyrex is going to be at +2 when it goes for another Glacial Lance. Antonio has the speed now. Is Urshifu
Half full.
going
Yeah,
to
it's
move
half full.
first?
Fuck.
Urshifu has to get the KO, otherwise it is Diego's game here.
Oh, if he got a crit, man, if he got a crit.
Down into the opposing Urshifu, dropping his special
Cringe.
defense and defense even more.
If he got a
And
crit.
here it comes through, gets the knockout.
Yeah, there he
Diego
goes. All right, Diego gets the win there.
Victorious in the set. And
No
we get a
crit.
chance to see if he
You know
can
what?
be victorious
Diego
once again in
was
that
down
top
due to
Fantastic play
RNG
from Diego. He has
at the
achieved
start.
So much greatness in this season so far.
Antonio
To find himself
is
in the top tables as we
and
inch closer
toast and
towards that top
toastioed.
different worlds. He must be
Sorry.
feeling so
All right,
stoked.
Victor
And didn't let
versus
himself kind of
Shi
get
Lang.
tilted after that.
Victor versus Shi Lang is up next.
It's not life form, sheer force.
All right, we have another Calyrex Ice Rider team, but this time we have Pelipper. We have Landorus. That's fine. I want to see some Landorus action.
Remember,
That's what I want to see. I want to see some Lando.
Ferreira
All right, and we
or
also
your
have
ball.
a Calyrex Ice Rider. Dude, we're seeing so much Calyrex Ice Rider here. This is insane. You could catch the closing ceremony at 7 a.m. your time. 7 a.m.? Oh, no, man. I want to stream... I want to stream... Jesus Christ. Is that Shady P cameo? That's cool.
Rex
side
on teal.
All right, here we go.
is going to be 4.
Oh, wait, here we go. All right. Next match. Ooh, a Chinese player. That's
Happy
interesting.
in Honolulu. These are some heavy hitters.
And we
Of
have
course,
some Landorus out here. First, we have Urshifu, Landorus.
Calyrex Ice Rider is the slowest Pokemon on the field. That might be something that Victor is angling for because you can
I might try and stream the finals. Just like I might wake up like half 4. I might wake up at half 4 and see what the vibe is, see what the move is.
First, though, we will get a U-turn into this Calyrex Ice Rider, giving Shi Liang the opportunity to pivot. And I like how he's immediately going for the pivot here. Given that the Landorus Incarnate will be taking super effective damage from a Glacial Lance and also would not appreciate sticking around in Trick Room, I think this is a very safe play. Feel out how your opponent is going to approach the matchup and then respond the next turn.
And Incineroar will go into that spot.
Clear
That
emulating the
surging strikes
Calyrex.
Into Incineroar on the swap. Not necessarily
Oh,
a
the
prediction
Rocky
as both
helmet on
Incineroar
every
and
hit,
Lander
though. Oh, he's not going to like that.
Incarnate are weak to water,
That is breaking the
so
focus
just
sash
a really
too.
Smart play for Victor to target into that position. Rocky helmet is the held item for the Incineroar, so that's going to do 3 ticks of damage onto Urshifu, breaking that sash and actually doing a considerable amount of damage. Now Shi Liang will respond with the 3 critical hits of his own into Calyrex.
How does Urshifu always crit? Confirm cheating? True.
So now
Facts.
it's just up to Calyrex going on this turn with a Glacial Lance. Incineroar
We have
is
so many
taking a lot
tabs?
of damage.
I
It
have
is
2
resisted,
tabs.
but it is
Do you mean
enough
bookmarks?
for the knockout and the attack boost.
No Trick Room was set up this turn, though, so if Shi Liang wants...
All right, Urshifu
now
goes
that the
down immediately.
Calyrex Ice Rider has taken
But it's
some
Chilling Nate coming out, but
significant
Calyrex is
damage in the
injured.
previous turn, you can go ahead and
Oh, that
target
horse
it
don't
with
feel so
either your
good.
own Urshifu once again, or the
Can the Landorus bring it back,
to
though? Can he
ensure
bring
that
it
you
back
deal
from the
damage. Now, we
teetering edges of
did
defeat?
see that Shi Liang's Urshifu,
No Trick Room, actually, so
moved
Landorus
second
is going to
that
have a
time around.
whale of a
I'm not
time
sure if
finishing
that's
off that
something we'll have
Calyrex.
to watch out for again moving forwards. But if you're certain that the opposing Urshifu is faster in this instance, I think you can safely target
But I do a
down
Let Me
that
Fight video
Pokemon
with
with the
PM7.
Landorus.
I
And
would.
Again,
I
another
would love
Surging
to.
Strike should do more than enough damage to pick up the KO on
Maybe, yeah,
Calyrex.
I would.
Yeah,
I'd
this
be down.
Calyrex, as you mentioned, it's it's
I need to
almost
ask
under
him.
half HP. We
It's
saw
actually
how
my
much
fault. I need to
damage
ask
the
him.
U-turn did
'Cause he said he'd be down for
on
one.
the prior turn, so it's something that
I just haven't
Victor
got- I just
understands
didn't know a good
Calyrex is
idea
not
to do.
necessarily safe on the field while Shi Liang's Pokemon are faster.
So I got all shy and I
think
didn't
the
ask him
one
because I
nice
was like,
thing
I
as
don't know
well
what to
about
do.
Going for that Surging Strikes first initially
Detects.
is
Okay,
that you
stay
still
alive,
get
stay
some
alive,
chip
stay
damage
alive.
down onto that Pokemon, even if the Calyrex use Protect.
Protect again,
But
all right.
no Protect last turn, which means it's certainly available for this turn.
Well, you can only protect against Landorus as the Earth Power
Can only do that
goes
once.
into the Urshifu slot instead, so no damage coming out from Shiliang's Landorus, and he is Choice Locked into the Earth Power.
Ooh, that
But of
is going to
course,
kill the
is gonna have to eat
Calyrex.
those unseen fists
Yep, there it
from the
goes.
Surging
Straight through the
Strikes
Protect.
Urshifu. Just enough
Someone
on
arrest that
third
man.
hit for the
He should go
knockout.
to jail for
So
that.
it
That's
looked like
that's
it
just
was
straight up
indeed the U-turn
cheating.
that made
Goes
all
through the
difference
Protect
in
and
that
crits on every
previous
single hit.
turn.
That's
So good
ridiculous.
note
That's
for
utterly
Victor
ridiculous.
to consider when we're talking about game number 2 in this set, because given that lead, I think that the Calyrex was hoping to get Trick Room up a little bit sooner on in this matchup. Because again, if you look at how these teams match up on paper, Victor's team would be more suited to play in a Trick Room environment. But
Yeah,
Shiliang
Hawaii
has
time
been able
zone's
to
a
remove that
very
threat from
bad
the
time
field.
zone for
It did
everyone
cost
else.
him the Incineroar, but I do think that the
Ooh, we can
Incineroar's
have follow me surging strikes into
positioning in
Incineroar.
this matchup is to face off against that
Terra
Calyrex. That
Water
was a
for
great
oh
trade
yeah,
for
that's gonna
Shiliang.
kill the
And now you just have to
Incineroar
get
into
some damage
Landorus.
on the field,
That's gonna
but
kill the
you break
Landorus
the
nice and
Overcom's sturdy
easy.
ability so you can get KO there, and then see what Victor brought into the last slot.
Yeah, that Ogerpon is going to be really crucial here in game 1 for Victor as its support with Follow Me being able to redirect attacks away from his
That's
own
going to kill the
Urshifu. But
Landorus
now it's
easy.
time to lock in
Have I done metronome
the
battles with John? No, I haven't done
Terastallization
metronome battles with John.
Game 1 for Victor.
I've done
That's
metronome battles with
Terra
other people
Water gonna
before.
be doing way more damage now with your Surging Strikes, and you have that comfort of knowing because Ogerpon can redirect the attacks away that your Urshifu is not worried about getting KO'd.
Earth Power comes through. Big damage, big damage. I could do a surprise video, a surprise trade video with John. I think that could be fun. Oh, that thing is dead. Jesus Christ.
Into the Landorus, and it's gonna be a KO.
You are dead,
That was
son.
more than a one-hit
See you
KO
later.
technically, but still enough damage to remove that Pokemon from the field. So great use of Follow Me from Victor there. Will trade the Ogerpon.
I have to stay up until midnight to watch the closing ceremony. I have to stay up until like 7 a.m.
On Victor's side of the field, move first. So really, assuming
If I wake up
Shiliang
to
doesn't
stream
have
the
another
finale,
speedy
I'm gonna go back
Pokemon
to
in
bed
the
after
back,
it. I
maybe
have
his
to.
own
There's no
Ogerpon,
way I'm waking up at
you've
4
put
in the
yourself
morning.
in a great position to clean up this game number 1.
And Raging Bolt will swap onto the field for Victor as
The announcements will be at the closing
trainers are down
ceremony,
to
which
their
will probably be
two
about like
final
2 in the morning
Pokemon
EST or
game
something like
one.
that.
It's Shiliang's restricted Calyrex Ice Rider coming in. Shiliang's Urshifu cannot get out of this electric weakness on the other side because it is a stellar Terra. So if Raging Bolt goes for any attacks into that slot, it will be super effective.
You do mention terrestrialization, though. Raging Bolt cannot terrestrialize away from its weakness to Glacial Lance. And as of right now, the Calyrex Ice Rider on Shiliang's
Oh,
side
Protect
of the
comes
field
through.
is at full health and will
Cellaterra
continue to be at
is
full
like
health.
okay.
I think
It gives
all
you a
Shiliang
boost on
needs
any
is
move that you
opportunity
use
to
the
get
first
some
time that
damage
you use
down
it.
on that Pokemon.
Shiliang
That's going to do a decent amount of damage. It's going to do at least over half.
It's
It's going to do over half.
In this first game, the Unseen Fist ability putting in so much
just
work
over half.
for
Just a
both
smidgen.
of these
Just a wee
trainers,
little
bringing
bit.
Shiliang's Pokemon down to half
Close
HP.
combat comes
Here's the
through.
close
It's going to take
combat
out the
into
Urshifu. There goes the
Victor's
Terra
Urshifu,
Urshifu.
and that will be enough for the knockout. Absolutely trade those defense drops to get rid of Victor's Urshifu. Now it's all down to the Raging Bolt in a 1v2 scenario against
Taurus having
Shiliang's
another
Pokemon.
Karen quote
Winning
moment.
this
Oh,
game
the
is gonna
Karen quote. Strong Pokemon. Weak Pokemon. Those are just the selfish perceptions of people. Real trainers should win with that stupid fucking cat.
go into it's the Urshifu there, yeah.
I know. I feel like my heart always skips a beat when it's like, okay, where did Draco target?
Yeah,
And does
exactly.
that mean that it's not going to attack? No, that was a really great turn there from Shiliang. And now we do get to see the reveal of the Stellar Terrestrialization as well.
Oh, there's
on
the
his
Stellar
Urshifu.
Terrestrialization. Here it
I love
is.
the Stellar Terrestrialization adaptation that many trainers made coming into this tournament, because in situations like this, yes, you only can boost every attack type once per game.
Oh, that is
Where it counts.
big!
That's so much damage.
Oh, that was
Essentially
so
an
close.
adaptability boost onto that
And it
close
gets the
combat,
Draco
doing
off
massive
into the
amounts of
Calyrex,
damage.
taking it
Draco
out.
here
Oh,
will
it was so
respond
close.
with the
But
KO
I don't think it
into
matters.
Shiliang's end. So you do have a
I don't think it matters.
-2 special attack.
Urshifu just wins now.
With the worries of speed tiers, but of course,
Wait, Thunderclap.
Shiliang's Urshifu is faster anyway.
Oh,
That's
it doesn't
his own
matter.
priority.
Never mind.
Aquajet more than enough
Yeah.
to handle these 10 hit points.
Yeah,
and
you knew it
Shiliang's
wasn't going to
gonna win
matter. Damn, if he had Thunderclap and the Urshifu didn't have Aqua Jet, it would have been a win. That's crazy. All right, on to the next round. We have ourselves... What kind of start we have for the second round? We got ourselves Calyrex and Urshifu versus Incineroar and Incineroar.
The line is he is down a game to Shiliang Tang here in round 11. Shiliang with the lead of Incineroar or Urshifu. This time, Incineroar can't take a bunch of damage on the swap in because it's already on the field.
It is already on the field, but that does mean
going the Terra. Ooh, going Terra already with the Rocky helmet though.
So
he's just sacrificing his focus sash just like that.
But we'll have to look towards that Pokemon to stop it from getting a really one-turn knockout, at which point the Calyrex could go for Trick Room, could really do what it wants in this situation.
Victor going for the Terra straight up on turn 1. Waited a couple of turns the last game to, kind of see the situation.
I mean, this is going to kill it straight up though, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's dead, but he's going to take a ton of damage on this Urshifu. Using his Terra. No need to swear. I'm 28 years old, man. I can swear if I want to.
To lose the Incineroar. Remember, no fake out on that turn either. Technically, the 3-hit, 1-hit KO. However you want to determine it. Always a fun discussion. But regardless, it leads to Incineroar getting knocked out on turn 1 without really doing anything beneficial.
God, I'm 28 years old. Isn't that ridiculous? 28 years old.
The big question here, though, is what strategy is Victor going to take?
Is it first of 2 wins or 3? It's first of 2 wins. It's a best of 3.
Incineroar was one of Shilang's best answers to this Pokemon in game number 1. Going into this game number 2, we see a single target Glacial Lance. Doesn't do a lot of damage.
Single target the Glacial Lance.
Victor,
it's respectable. It's respectable amount.
Going Trick Room on a turn that otherwise would have been a very easy opportunity for him to go for that.
That's right, Gabby. 2 game 1 or turn.
You know what's crazier than 28, 29?
You know what's funnier than 23?
Now Choice Scarf
24.
Yeah. Can only lock into one thing. Do you try to prioritize the U-turn damage? We saw how much it did to Calyrex last time around, but at the same time,
Glacial Lance would absolutely ruin Landorus' day right now.
Could be a pretty good target for this Choice Scarf Landers to go into.
I look 21. Thank you, Cookie Monsters.
Having the same concerns we did, that his Urshifu looked in a tough spot, so Rillaboom will swap onto the field in that spot.
Sancia, I've never seen Sancia Storm be used before. Not even one singular time. Oh, the Calyrex goes down. It wasn't even able to use Glacial Lance to Lando. That's so sad.
Needed an opportunity for some
heartbreaking.
Damage on
Absolutely heartbreaking.
Ensure that KO. And
I think the Calyrex died.
Isn't the most
being heartbroken.
It is Landorus Incarnate Form's only opportunity to go for double target damage, as they are typically trained in special attack, as opposed to the other form, which will run physical attack, rock slide, yada yada yada. We've been there before. I love though how Shiliang again is prioritizing knocking out
does Grassy Glide kill Urshifu? It still has a fair amount of health left, and Urshifu is not like not bulky. It's got a decent amount of bulk.
In the back of his party.
Would I do it then we fight video with MJTV? I would. I don't think he wants to do anything like that, but I'll be down. I don't really have any way to contact him.
Because of Stellar Terra. And remember, Landorus is choice locked.
I'd love to do one with John. John's a lovely guy. I definitely should ask John to do one.
To reset its attack.
And if it is indeed the Calyrex Ice Rider in the back of his party, I don't think he wants to risk making that switch and taking any damage in the process.
When's Wolfie VGC playing? Aware. Don't tell him, it'll break his heart.
No secondary effect.
Ooh, the Urshifu goes down. It's done. It's toasted. It's wrapped up.
Will knock out its counterpart. So Victor's Terrestrialized Pokemon has been knocked out here in game 2, but it's up to Rillaboom on this turn. Which of the 2 Pokemon on Shiliang's end did he target? That's a Woodhammer with a grassy terrain.
What happened? The Wolfie got arrested.
For a 1-hit KO.
And that was the Pokemon he needed to knock out if he's worried about the possibility of Raging Bolt succeeding in the future of this game. Sandsear Storm would have done so much damage. It is actually the Ogerpon in the back of his party, but still, Sandsear Storm, an incredible attack against this Pokemon in particular. You still have the Grassy Glide available for the opposing Urshifu.
Wolfie played in one. What are you on?
Opportunity to go for a Rock-type Ivy Cudgel against the opposing Calyrex Ice Rider.
Oh, the Gen 4 event is on Friday.
There's still a couple of tricks up Shiliang's sleeve, though, that he could fall on here. One thing in particular, we have not seen Shiliang Terrasilize yet, and this Calyrex Ice Rider is
he going to Grassy Glide into the Urshifu?
If you were running the
that Calyrex is right there.
Right there. In this position, you'd still be taking super effective damage from that Ogerpon, but you can at least reduce things to a neutral hit. which will
I would love to do a Let Me Fight with Wolfie. I did bring it up. He talked about it on stream before because I went into his chat. And he said that he can't do a video like that because of his ties to the Pokemon Company, which makes sense. That's respectable. That's fine.
Counter, but really it's benefiting Shiliang right now
I get it.
Victor's team, making those hits neutral instead of super effective.
Ooh, Aquajet doesn't do much.
Damage to the
Power Whip comes out. Ooh, it's just not enough. It's just not enough damage. The Wood Hammer, though, is following up. It's going to take him out. It's taking him out! Folks, there goes the Calyrex.
Another KO for Rillaboom.
You do Then We Fight. This is randomized.
Following what Shiliang did earlier on in this game,
it wouldn't be very interesting.
Opposing Calyrex and opening up the door for him
the concept
to
wouldn't be
stay
interesting.
in this competition. 2 grass types against an Urshifu. Even if it could use its stellar terrestrialization, it does not have enough damage to take down these 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, that is the absolutely crucial play of this game was Rillaboom one-hitting Landorus, because once Sludge Bomb is out of the game, you don't have to worry about threatening Rillaboom anymore.
I think Victor has got this one.
Grassy terrain boosted wood
I think we're going to go to game 3 here.
Now it's just Urshifu.
Is he Grassy Glides?
Glide if you want.
You still have to be a little
I mean,
bit
he can
careful
follow
here
me
with how
Grassy
you
Glide
approach
twice and he just
things,
wins.
to be safe.
All
However,
right,
Victor
here we
will
go. Okay, we're going to a game 3 in round 11 of Shiliang and Victor from Espanol. Victor from Espanol. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Of the World Championships, Urshifu Rillaboom for Victor and Incineroar Urshifu for Shiliang.
That Incineroar loves connecting the Intimidate against the Rillaboom. Also, seeing the Rillaboom turn 1 from Victor will help Shiliang pivot a potential Landorus Incarnate in the back a bit more correctly.
I think this is the first Chinese player that I've seen in Worlds. I don't think I've seen any other Chinese players.
Just because that will stop them from attacking for this turn and then give you a little bit more time to figure out this board stage.
Can someone use a Sunkern already? Facts! If you want to see a Sunkern be used, gift a membership to this channel right now. And then someone will use a Sunkern guaranteed. I guarantee it is not guaranteed, but I will guarantee that it isn't guaranteed. All you have to do, gift a membership, and it will guarantee maybe not. I think it might not happen. Take this opportunity now or don't. It's up to you.
Click fake out into the opposing Urshifu and try.
There's quite a few Chinese players. I would imagine so. You know, China, big country, right? Big country.
The fake out was going in that direction, making a switch.
Let's see. There is the Ogerpon Teal.
Oh, there's Ogerpon Teal Mask. Phillips, thank you for the gifted membership. Your application for a Sunkern to be used will be considered.
Incineroar for Shiliang in this game, so completely swapping up his
always pay your
from
gifters.
the first 2 games of this set. Rillaboom's fake out goes towards the Ogerpon on the swap in. That doesn't matter since it's not attacking. And the Surging Strikes is now a
Dragoon, thank you so much for your gifted membership. Your application for a Sunkern to be used will also be considered.
From Shiliang because his terrestrialization in
Look at my free Sylveon. What? In real life? God, that'd be sick.
If his Incineroar was able to hold on, break the focus sash thanks to Rocky
Damn, that did nothing. That Incineroar being grass, though. I will say all grass terrestrializations look like it's a Last of Us zombie with fungus growing out of its head. Maybe not fungus, but like plants growing out of its head. It does remind me of some kind of like fungus zombie. Yeah, the Rocky Helmet did do more damage than the attack, which is insane. And now it's burned. That Urshifu is toasted. Literally toasted.
If that Pokemon switches out to the Calyrex Ice Rider, it won't be able to terrestrialize. If you land a bird against the Ogerpon, it's going to have its attack. There is so much opportunity.
Oh, there's a
for
mystery
this Incineroar,
gift. Okay.
Thanks to that grass type.
So yeah, thanks for the 7 months. Oh, that was the gift, wasn't it? How'd it go in Japan? Lovely. Did I buy anything cool? I got all the Generation 1 games in their boxes in Japanese.
That is damage. Shiliang has so
I got green, blue, red, and yellow in their boxes.
And the beauty of Ogerpon Teal Match on the other side as a grass type with Follow Me is that you're not.
If I gift a member, you message PM something about Then We Fight. I'm probably going to do it anyway, but if you want to give me money, then that would be fantastic. I would love that.
Ogerpon has used. It's probably helped Shiliang get to this position. Now Rillaboom is locked into fake.
Rillaboom is now burned. Dude, that Incineroar's... Oh, the burn is so nasty. The Glacial Lands could come through huge here, though.
Can't do anything thanks to that Encore. A great play there from Shiliang. The way that those speeds...
Encore is huge as well. Ogerpon is such a good mon. Is he just going to let the last mon get booted? Yo, GU, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Hey! Thank you very much indeed. Yo, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Worst move to lock a Pokemon into in this board state, but still, the fact that it was Fake Out that got Encore.
Oh, I bet the Drone Show is lovely,
such a
Phillips. Thank you,
punishing
G, for the 5 gifted
Xiliang's
memberships. I
favor.
really appreciate
Because
that.
essentially means
Always pay your
Rillaboom
gifter.
is
Thank you.
useless. It is
My
forced to swap out on
keyboard's not
Victor's
working.
end. This is information Xiliang can take advantage of. You know there's only one potential attack coming from Victor's end of the board this turn, but it's time to terrestrialize in
Ooh.
game 3, and Victor bringing his restricted. It's going
Is
to be
that-
Calyrex
is it
Ice
Terrifier?
Rider, the most important
Terrifier, so it
Pokemon
can't be
turning
burned.
into a fire
Smart.
type.
Smart. That Glacial Lens is going to go crazy right now.
Urshifu in the back of Xiliang's party, though. So while this Calyrex may
Parting shot
have
into
escaped,
Ogerpon, okay.
Not only just a parting shot thanks to the clear amulet, but the threat of Will-O-Wisp as well. This is the perfect opportunity.
Immune to Will-O-Wisp,
for
immune to
Xiliang
parting
send
shot.
in
You can just
Pokemon
fire
that
off Glacial
can
Lenses. Of
deal
course,
that
it's not going to do
super
much to
effective
Calyrex, though.
damage.
Yeah, he does have. We do see that is revealed now that Xiliang has revealed all 4 Pokemon.
Yeah,
That
I mean, it's not going to do much
Landers
against these
was
two,
not
though. That's the
brought in
thing.
this battle. It was the Ogerpon Teal Mask replacing it.
Oh,
for
man.
the
Xiliang
crew.
is a
Glacial
really
Lens will
good player.
connect
He's
onto
maneuvered
both,
himself into a
breaking
very
the
good
focus
position
dash,
here.
not doing too much damage to the
I'm going to
opposing
try and react to the
Calyrex
grand
on
finals if
other
I
end.
can.
But Ogerpon
But
Cornerstone
it's gonna be
crucially
streamed at,
still has
like,
its sturdy intact and can
4 in the
follow
morning for
away
me.
the attacks away from this Urshifu that would be threatening Calyrex.
It's a tough prediction to make.
Damn, it's
here.
still a
I
4
do
versus
think that
4
there's
in this
benefit
match as
for
well.
Going on the offense with Victor with both of these Pokemon because you know the opposing Urshifu would be
Ivy
faster
Cudgel.
than
That's
your
going to do a lot.
Calyrex.
That's going to do a lot. Oh my god, was that crit? It was a crit!
Critical hit. Ivy
Oh,
Cudgel, 2 different
that's so big.
Underrepresented Ogerpon forms are taking over the
God
stage
damn,
right
but the
now
Surging
here
Strikes is
in
gonna do
round
so much as
11.
well.
Surging Strikes from the Urshifu is super effective, but Calyrex is just so bulky it's able to endure those 3 hits.
That
Yeah, he
critical hit on the
needed
Ivy
that.
Cudgel was huge
100% he
as well
needed
because
that.
We saw that Ogerpon take an attack drop from
High
the
horsepower, it's
parting
not doing
shot
much damage,
earlier.
though. Not doing much at all.
Calyrex was forced to go for a high horsepower just to get a little bit more damage down on that opposing Urshifu, but we've seen how the speeds interact. We know that the Ogerpon Cornerstone on Victor's side of the field
he wants to Glacial
would be
Lance that
faster.
Incineroar
You do
so
have to worry
bad.
about
He wants
Fake
to
Out here
so
because
bad.
of the Incineroar, but I do think that Victor can simply go for a Protect and a Spiky Shield this turn if Fake Out is what you're worried about. You cannot risk switching in your own Ogerpon in this position just because the Calyrex Ice Rider is still on the field and is still able to use Glacial Lance, at least until your Urshifu.
Yeah,
stops
Surging
it.
Strikes would
And
kill.
Xiliang has
That's why you
such
can't do it.
A strong defensive core. Instead of the Rillaboom being with his buddies Urshifu and Incineroar, it's the Ogerpon as the grass type of choice.
Netflix is
Victor's
developing a
2
live-action
Pokemon in the
series
back
based on Red?
are
What?
both burned and physical attackers, so a lot of his damage output has been hindered.
It has, but these Pokemon as well, switching in, he didn't have to use Protect.
That's right. Will-O-Wisp is going to go
Really?
into the Rillaboom, who is already burned.
That's
but,
insane.
Trying to play supportive with this Terra Grass Incineroar. Don't want to go for any damaging
Okay,
moves. Just try
interesting.
potentially burn the rest of the team down.
Even though the Rillaboom is burned on the opposing
Dude,
side of the
everything is
field, it can
burned.
still go for
Everything is
Fake
burned.
Out.
This
It
is
still
ridiculous.
a useful Pokemon for Victor in
I was like,
this
ow.
situation. So by switching both these Pokemon
God.
in the previous
Ah,
turn,
hot,
you don't have
hot.
to worry about Will-O-Wisp, you don't have to worry about being flinched, and you
No,
buy yourself
Froakie, all right.
more
No, after
time,
the One Piece
as
live
Victor
action,
still
I'm
has
willing
the
to hear them
Pokemon
out.
advantage in this matchup.
Right, especially important considering how those first couple.
That was
of turns
Netflix, that was
went
live action.
in
You know, if they can do it,
Xiliang's
then-
favor here. Urshifu will detect, keeping
Oh, I
himself
can-
safe
I'm down
from
to
an
hear them
attack
out.
From Rillaboom, but not
Oh
from
my God, he
Urshifu.
lives. That burn is
Unseen
so
Fist does
big.
not finish the job. Xiliang is still going to hang on in the red with his Urshifu. There's
I mean,
the
I like
Rillaboom,
Detective
but it
Pikachu
goes
too, and that
into
was a
the
live action
protect, so
Pokemon
smart play from
in Pizza
Xiliang,
Media.
not allowing Rillaboom to swap out and reset that grassy terrain. Insult to injury.
That was
as
his
I saw
live action
your
Death Note. Okay,
U-turn,
that was a
but
long
Marty
time
Shaw
ago.
lets Incineroar
And live
swap
action
out
Death
for
Note was
free.
so cool. Light Turner is my hero. I love him. He's so smart and cool and handsome.
Very low in health to the point where an attack from either of Victor's 2 Pokemon would do enough damage to knock it out. And Xiliang's win condition right now is
Rook,
keeping
thanks for the raid.
that
Hope you had a good
Urshifu
stream.
around for the return of the Terrifier. Calyrex in the back of Victor's party. Xiliang switching in the Ogerpon Teal Mask in this board position does mean that he can then switch in the Incineroar again for that Urshifu. But Victor can easily punish that play. You just double into that Ogerpon, maybe you double
Everyone
into
is
the
burned.
Incineroar,
This is such a
depending on
tough
what move
match.
you want to target. Yes, you do have to worry about the
Victor
burn
does seem to be in a
modification
really good
on
position
the
here after that
damage
crit,
on the
though.
field, but 2 attacks from these Pokemon is still going to put Xiliang's Pokemon closer to knockout range from the Glacial Lance, which is really Victor's winning condition for
Well, there goes the
At a certain
Urshifu,
point,
preventing it
Chen,
from
even if he
dying,
is
keeping it
statted,
alive.
You know, given the stats conditions to his opponent, he's running out of health on the three Pokemon that are still on his side and available to him.
Victor's monsters can't do any damage right now.
But that Urshifu was not long for the match.
Yeah, just
There's the
not.
opportunity,
It just
so
does
perfect
nothing.
swap in,
Absolutely nothing.
bringing the grass type, even with a critical hit, hardly doing any damage.
He probably just
there,
wants them to
taking
die,
even
to be
more
honest.
back. There's the bullet seed we talked about in team preview.
Look, Ogerpon having like Ogerpon's vines are very weird looking. They're very, very strange looking.
I mean, that's 3 hits. That's
and four is guaranteed, so it's always 4 or 5 hits. Oh, and then the Ogerpon doesn't come through with the 5th.
There's the U-turn.
Finally,
Does no
Rillaboom was
damage.
able to
Jeez,
swap
this is
out
just
with
no
its U-turn.
damage, Nellies.
Still, though, that was a very
How much
significant
health
amount of
does that
damage
Calyrex have? Does it have enough to do anything or no?
Hits, but still
Ow,
overall
my
down
arm.
to about half its health. The only
How?
Pokemon with full health on Victor's side of the field will be his Ogerpon Cornerstone, which
Has like
critically
no
still
health.
also has that sturdy ability in
Oh,
play.
honestly, after those burns, I don't
Calyrex
see
is
how
very
Victor can
tempting
come
to
back
send in
now.
On this board position, you're staring
I
down
think
two
I
grass-type
think
Pokemon.
Shilang has got it. If I'm gonna make a guess here, Calyrex comes back
Opposing
in.
side of the field, I'm not sure it's going to be able to do much either. So really, all Shilang has to do in this board position is focus down on that Calyrex Ice Rider. Sure, maybe you wait a turn here. Maybe Victor's probably.
I mean,
gonna
what
go
do you
for
do? Protect
on that
and
Calyrex Ice
you have to
Rider
protect,
himself
right?
one
Yeah, you
more
protect
turn.
and.
But there's really nothing that's going to stop your 2 Pokemon, barring a critical
I don't know.
hit.
I mean,
And
you
even
have to
then,
get
they
the
just have so
Ogerpon
much
in.
health.
Yeah, there's
Do you
a
have to,
lot
like,
of health
double
on the other
protect?
side, and even if Victor's Pokemon there, hit points are going low.
Yeah, you have to protect. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, I understand. I understand. He's CCing into the Rocky Helmet to kill off the Urshifu. Then he's gonna try and get the.
Will protect himself from the fake out. Fake out goes into the Calyrex.
Try and get the Ogerpon in to follow me, and then Glacial Lance, which I think it could work.
Urshifu clicking a follow me to redirect the attacks away.
This is a really close match, though. Oh, the redirect, though! Oh my god, the redirect is such a smart play. Because the Urshifu stays alive
One
now.
more turn of
Oh!
burn damage as well. And
This is
sure
why
as
they're
that,
the
this
best.
Urshifu will be KO'd at the end of this turn.
Oh,
if
he's swapping
Victor
out.
keeps
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
on
No,
the
he's.
field. And honestly,
That's
seeing that
tough.
you already rolled a critical hit on that close combat, you might as well go for it again. Your opponent your opponent wouldn't waste time picking up the KO there unless they had a spread move hit here, just because that Calyrex Ice Rider is so scary. But remember, with the pressure of
The only way Victor can come back is if he maneuvers into Ogerpon and Calyrex at the same time.
To swap on to reactivate grassy terrain.
But Fake Out is going to be really helpful here.
Would have knocked out Urshifu if
Might as well
he
try it
didn't.
again.
There's a close
Doesn't get it
combat.
again.
No crit means no KO. Shiliang gets to keep his Ogerpon on the field, -2 into its defense.
So Urshifu goes down now,
Goes into the
and then this
yet
Rillaboom on the
again,
field.
so
Oh,
not
what does he
getting
do
too much
then?
value. It adds up over time, especially when he gets some nice critical hits.
Oh, yeah.
Does he?
to
I mean, do you
prove it.
fake
That's 3 hits with
out?
the
Do you
bullet seed.
fake
This
out
is
the?
fourth. That's the guarantee.
Oh, I know what he
Can
does. He
get
fakes
fifth
out the
one? No,
Incineroar
2
to kill
times
it.
loaded dice has come up short,
Oh, never
but
mind.
the
Never
knockout
mind.
follow-up
Oh no.
will be more than
Ooh,
enough to take
wait.
out Rillaboom.
The Calyrex and the
Urshifu,
Ogerpon are going to come
though,
out
like you
now,
just
so
said,
he's actually
Joe,
not a bad
sticking
position
around
because the
for
Urshifu's going to die a
one
burn now,
more
isn't
turn,
it?
thanks to
No,
the
it's
help of
not.
that grassy
Oh,
terrain. But grassy
cringe.
terrain's
It's
also
not
gonna
going
heal
to
up the
die.
Pokemon on the opposing
I mean, he
side
goes
of the
into
field
Calyrex,
as well.
protects,
And again,
and
we know that Urshifu needs close combat to get a critical hit to pick up the KO on the Ogerpon from
yeah, he's
this
going to have to
range.
CC
Victor is down
again.
to his
The Ogerpon's going to
final
follow
3
me
Pokemon
again.
with that Ogerpon Cornerstone, still the only Pokemon on his side of the field at full health.
And with Follow Me, it would redirect the attacks away, meaning this low health Urshifu with all the defense strap can continue to go for these critical hits because the grassy terrain
Spiky
activates
shield and
before
CC.
the burn damage kicks in.
It does, but how many turns are you going to have
This
the
is tough.
opportunity to do
He
this?
does not
And
want
on the
Ogerpon to get
off
burned,
chance
right?
that you think your opponent... This is such a tough position to be in. I feel like you want to go for the Ivy Cudgel here just to get the KO off
Is this
the
fight
opposing
close? It's
Ogerpon,
super close.
to force out the opposing Urshifu and just hope that
Spiky
you can pick up
shields.
the knockout on it.
Wait, did he attack into it?
Shield and Rocky Helmet on the other end, so no matter what Victor targets
Oh.
into, he's going to take the recoil damage and knock itself out there. The close combat does so much damage.
Oh, wait. Does he still
take
take damage?
The grassy terrain recovery victory helped Xiliang hang on in that
This
fight
is
there.
insane.
Party Shot
What the fuck is
able
going?
to
This is
lower the
ridiculous.
attack even more. He's already been burned. It feels
He
so
wants
hurtful
Calyrex and
to do
Ogerpon
it
out
there.
so bad,
But
and he
no,
just
the
can't do
Urshifu
it.
actually didn't make contact because it broke through the spiky shield.
Exactly. I know that's one of those mechanics that you have to really keep.
This is
queued
such
up
a
and
close.
ready to
This is
go.
an
But I think more
insane game.
importantly,
They
the
are
fact that
playing
we
like
see the
crazy
Urshifu
right now.
return to the field on Xiliang's
That
side of the field.
Urshifu wanted to
Get a
die
little bit of
7
health
years
back.
ago, and he just
Following
can't. He
up
just
it,
can't
try
die.
and hold on through an Aqua Jet from
The grassy
opposing
terrain
Urshifu
is
and a
keeping it
further
alive
endgame,
like a life
is
support
something
machine,
important
and
to
it
keep
just
an
doesn't
eye
want
on.
to be here.
Xiliang most likely will be returning that Incineroar to the field though this turn. I think that you want to get those Intimidates down onto the opposing Ogerpon, and I just worry that if you leave the Urshifu on the field while the opposing Ogerpon is still at such full health, you're going to end up in a situation where the Ogerpon, naturally faster, will be able to pick up the KO there, and then you just have your
Should have signed the do not resuscitate. 100%. Going for the power up is so risky because there's such a high chance to miss.
To put the pressure down on this opposing Ogerpon, who has critically become the cornerstone of Victor's strategy in this end.
Okay, we have the follow me. So Ogerpon's going to go down this turn. Aqua Jet into the Urshifu. Ooh, I think this is where Victor wants to be, actually. I think Victor has a good chance of winning now. Power Whip comes out, finishes off the Ogerpon. Ooh, Incineroar comes out, but there's Fake Out to think about as well. Ooh, I think maybe... Oh, I don't know. Maybe Xiliang's got it because Fake Out. I think about Fake Out.
On this Ogerpon cornerstone, Incineroar returning to the field will intimidate that Pokemon though, and also bring back with it the threat of
this
Fake Out.
one Fake Out
While
is
this
going to...
cornerstone
Oh,
Ogerpon could
no.
go for
Oh,
a
and the
follow
Intimidate
lead
too
redirection here
into Ogerpon.
to ensure that the Calyrex gets the opportunity to attack. You do have to
Oh, he's not
wonder
even follow me.
how many Glacial Lances will it take to pick up the KO on the opposing Incineroar?
Is he not going to do it?
Yes. The Urshifu will be
Oh my
KO'd
God.
in one hit, but Calyrex with such low health,
He's not even
the fact that
he's
its
not even
clear
going for the follow
amulet
me.
is still held on does mean that knockoff should do enough damage to pick up the KO there.
He's going for
Xiliang
this
really needs to find the
spiky
opportunity
shield.
to focus in on this opposing Ogerpon. Doesn't have to worry as much about the threat of a
Spiky shield
here,
comes
but
out.
Still, everything comes
Fake Out's going to go into Calyrex.
Let's see what Xiliang can do. The Fake
No!
Out goes into
Fake Out goes into the freaking Ogerpon!
So going to be a little bit of
So he gets the Glacial... No, he's not going to get the Glacial Lance off. Urshifu's going to kill it. Yeah, Urshifu's going to kill it.
Yep.
Surging strikes from Urshifu takes out the Calyrex.
And now that the
Yeah, I
Calyrex
think Xiliang's
has
got it.
been knocked out, this Urshifu is free
This
to
is such a
focus
close
in
match. He's
on
gonna
the
get Willowed.
cornerstone Ogerpon. Will
He's
be
gonna get
dealing
Surging Strikes.
neutral damage to this grass rock type Pokemon.
And
but
I think
still,
Xiliang's got it.
The combination of that Urshifu, of the Incineroar at so much health.
Damn, that's a
is giving
crazy
Xiliang
match.
The motivation he needs to find his way into the
Yeah,
finals.
Detect
Xiliang
and
goes for the
Will-O-Wisp, right?
detect on this turn, wants to see what Victor's up to. The power up goes into that slot, so Xiliang calls it correctly. Now it's up to the Incineroar going for
Yeah,
the
there it
Will-O-Wisp.
is. It's Buns. That's all she wrote. It's just a slow...
Pokemon left.
But
Wait, is it? Hold on. Wait,
will
it's
be dealing a
Buns,
bit of
but
chip damage thanks to
it's got
the
Rocky
Spiky
Helmet.
Shield recoil.
he's getting a little bit of Spiky Shield
And
damage.
critically.
There's no way. He's not going to kill it.
Spiky shield.
Okay.
He gets a double Spiky
Xiliang's
Shield.
taken
I don't think it
2
matters.
more turns of recoil from these hits on Incineroar. It's put him lower, and all you need is a crit.
All you need is a crit, and I believe Ivy Cudgel's raised crit rate is going to be so important
Wait,
here in this endgame.
if he gets a
You
crit.
could try and go for a third Spiky Shield.
gonna
He going for another Spiky Shield?
Victor does
Yeah,
it.
no, that's
Spiky
GG's.
shield, and Xiliang
God
is
damn.
gonna
I don't
knock
think
off
that... I don't know. I feel like a crit... Would it have killed? I don't know. That was an insane match. I mean, he tried his best. Victor tried...
Game alive.
Victor tried his absolute best to survive that. Really, really, really tried. But next up is Tehran Birdie versus... I feel like I'm going to offend someone if I try and say that because my pronunciation will be so bad. All right, going into the next match. Let's have a look and see what their teams are.
But
All right, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh,
Terran has
Reggie Alecki?
a Dark Terra single strike Urshifu.
Okay, I'm going to go back. As you listen to their team explanation, I'm going to have a quick bathroom break and be back in a second.
Team. So some very interesting Pokemon here. Miraidon being one of the key restricted Pokemon that we are bringing here. With the choice specs, being able to hit incredibly hard with Electro Drift, as well the trend into being a Fairy Terra type. So Dazzling Gleam is going to have some potential here on the field, particularly against Pokemon like the Urshifu.
Absolutely, but even looking at the Ferreira, I think this is another Pokemon you have to look at and go, how much utility has it really provided, especially when it's got that Electric Seed to boost up those defenses. You know that it's going to be a little bit better to handle maybe the Ogerpon or even the Urshifu on the other side. But I think we went even just taking a look at the Urshifu that Terran has, it is the Dark Terra single strike Urshifu. Usually on the stream we've seen Stellar Terra as the Terra type of choice, but this Dark Terra means that those wicked blows are going to hurt, and that is something that the Ice Rider Calyrex on Navjeet's side is going to have to be very conscious of.
And it's interesting as well because there is no Fire Water Grass Core combination on Terran's side. There is the Water type Null and Void. You can technically have it in Farigiraf, I guess, but it's nice to see that Urshifu coming through that might catch a few people off surprise. On the opposing side though for Navjeet, it is going to be that Urshifu Rapid Strike variant that we're so used to seeing running a very classic combination here, but being more offensive with the Mystic Water instead of the Focus Sash that we've seen running around. I'm going straight for the Rosemary. Regieleki is here to stay. We've spoken a lot about fast Pokemon in this meta so far at Worlds, and it really has come through from Pokemon like Miraidon, but Regieleki is also very fast, very furious, Transistor, being able to boost up those electric type attacks.
And it did get nerfed a little bit heading into Scarlet and Violet. So even when taking a look at some of the more recent meta games where we did have Regieleki allowed, you're looking at it now and going, there's a Miraidon on the other side. This Transistor is about to be very, very powerful. You don't necessarily need to be able to set it up for yourself if your opponent is gonna do it for you. So Regieleki, definitely one to keep your eyes on. I remember getting a chance to take a look at a very good one from Thiago Latanzi, second place at LAIC earlier this year, but this one is going to be that Electric Terra, so as you said, lots and lots of electric type damage coming out from this Pokemon.
But there's going to be no kind of juicy water types for the electric to go down into on Terran's team. It just might be the Farigiraf counter. I think if Regieleki comes, it's going to really be here for the Electro Web, lowering the speed on the opposing side. The Whimsicott, however, also a water type, but the key thing I think Whimsicott is going to be, well, water Terra type, let's just confirm that. But Whimsicott on Terran's side is going to be able to bring that Tailwind and get the speed.
All right, shall we get on with it then? I see a Regieleki. Oh, I see a Regieleki. I'm excited about this. All right, getting on to the next game. Here we go.
As we get into our first game of this top cut match between Terran Birdie and Navjeet Joshi, it is going to be that Landorus incarnate next to the
That's his name, Navjeet.
For Navjeet. And for Terran, we do have the Iron Hands and Urshifu.
Here we go, back in it once again.
Already applying a lot of pressure with something.
Oh, I love seeing a Regieleki. That's so fun. That's so great. I love Regieleki so much.
However, the Iron Hands has the utility to go for fake out, slow down the pace on
super good speed control from that too.
Landorus is going to go ahead and run away from this one. Sees the Iron Hands and the Urshifu on the other side and does not want to stick around and find
Ogerpon comes out immediately.
So it's going to be this Ogerpon Cornerstone that's going to take its place.
You know, it's been a while since we've seen a Miraidon team, and I like watching Miraidon teams. Oh, we got Dark Urshifu as well. You don't see Dark Urshifu very often, do you?
And get some damage down to break the Focus Sash on this Urshifu.
A big ball position switch here for Navjeet, and like you said, the Sturdy's been broken on that Cornerstone Ogerpon. That could be very detrimental later in the game.
Oh, wicked blow directly into Ogerpon. That's a lot of damage, but it's not a kill.
Ogerpon's going to be able to be here. Landorus does come back into the field here. I feel like it just didn't want to maybe take the potential double up because it is going to be a
fake out though.
The fake out. Here. You could always go for that Sandstone Storm, get a bit of double damage on the field, and that's something Iron Hands will not appreciate.
Absolutely not, and it would definitely clean up the Urshifu as well. So a great call there, Lou. Fortunately, we'd have to see whether or not it's actually going to hit its target to see if it can actually get those.
Could you imagine?
Knockouts.
Imagine if critical hits went through Sturdy.
Is the absolute fiend.
Wouldn't that be ridiculous?
So it's also going to make the pivot out. Whimsicott, a grass type, able to take those ground types.
Here comes the long schlong of Ogerpon into Whimsicott, doing over half damage. Nice, solid chunk. Sanchez Storm come through.
Going into the
protects
for now. But will it connect into this Whimsicott? It does indeed.
And the Whimsicott is dead.
The Whimsicott comes in.
Mock up not very effective on the bingo board. Mock it off on the bingo board.
Attacks, but no, it is down and out.
Yeah, Terran winced at that one, absolutely. Yeah. I think hoping that it would be able to withstand the double up there, or maybe not expecting the double up to go into
the Miraidon is chilling in the back, but it does not like the matchup against Regieleki and Landorus on the same team.
For Terran to try to get ahead of things. If as Regieleki comes back out for those electro webs.
I mean, taking a look here as well at what Terran has in the back, it's all kind of the electro types. You've got Miraidon, you've got Iron Hands, so they're going to be able to resist a lot of what the Regieleki.
I want a Miraidon team to win Worlds. That's what I want. I hope in my heart of hearts that a Miraidon team wins.
Leaving them a little bit more vulnerable.
Oh, we're in top cut. Hold on, we're in Masters top cut. Hold on. So Ooh, next up is top 16. Then we have top 8, top 8, top 4, top 4. Ooh. Fun.
Calyrex Ice Rider potentially in the 4th and final slot for Navji, and that can deal so much damage, particularly to the Miraidon. If it
I really hope Miraidon wins Worlds. I really want Miraidon to win Worlds. I just don't want a Calyrex to win. I just hate Calyrex. I really hate it. He just looks so ugly, man. It's so gross.
Do any damage to this Landorus if it is going to try to go for an Electro Drift or a Volt Switch, because it is going to be a
no spoilers in the final teams.
It's going to be a tough call. Do you try to like?
Because we're gonna get into the top cut. We're gonna get into the matches that determine that.
I would personally.
We're watching the whole day 2. Yeah, whole day 2. Long stream today.
Gleam, get rid of the Ogerpon and do significant damage to Landorus. Yes, you have to worry about the Sludge Bomb, but if Urshifu is able to get the edge on this Landorus,
yeah, no spoilers, chat. No spoilers.
Potentially has the capability to get the
we got the terrestrialization. We're on Incineroar.
It would be nice because
I don't think Incineroar is even in like top 4.
That single target damage into the Landorus.
I saw people tweeting last night, but I'm not sure.
Follow me, but Terran doesn't want to stick around for that one either. Going to reserve that Urshifu for a bit later.
Gabe, wow, thanks, Gabe.
So it would be
how did you predict that?
From this Landorus Incarnate just a little bit better. As it hits the field, you do see that this Quark Drive is going to.
Chat, I shared a room with Gabe for 10 days. So it was a magical experience.
Yeah, it's got the Assault Vest for the defense and the attack boost to be on the offense as well. So a lot of flexibility coming through from this Iron Hands.
All right, Terra Fairy, Miraidon coming through.
The fake out potential going into this next turn and ensuring that this Fairy Miraidon is going to be able to deal a huge amount of damage and stay on the field.
Terra on what though? Terra on for why? We did not share the same bed. That's not true. He's lying. We did not share the same bed. Oh, the poison! Oh, that's so good against Miraidon.
It works both ways because it's also going to be boosting.
If that Dazzling Gleam comes through, it's going to do now. Follow me as well. Oh, that's a really smart play. That's a really smart play.
That is going to be painful indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, Terran is not going to appreciate that one. Oh, that still does so much though. I know specs, but that's still ridiculous.
Get damage on the board, enabling this Landorus free reign to
Earth Power is going to kill. Oh, it's not going to kill the Iron Hands. Wow, impressive.
I guess Iron Hands does have the fake out potential, and Regieleki's now joining the field, so there could be some speed shenanigans going on here.
There really can, especially because both of these Pokemon are going to be.
Is he just going to go for it again? I mean, it did a decent chunk to the Landorus already.
So if you wanted to try to get that spread damage down, you could. Iron Hands does have the option to try to go for a fake out.
Yeah. Okay. If Miraidon can't win Worlds, then I want a Zamazenta to win Worlds.
Something else. Right now,
I just don't want it to be Calyrex. Though it's probably 2 Calyrex freaking teams in the finals, so I imagine it is. Is that double protect? I think it's a double protect.
You don't want to have to worry about who's going to take the fake.
I mean, that's just letting Urshifu maneuver its way in pretty easily for free.
For that Dazzling Gleam as well. Now going into this next turn, the Regieleki could be in a prime position.
I mean, you just Dazzling Gleam and like Sucker Punch the Landorus, don't you?
Allow Landorus to get that KO with the Sludge Bomb following up.
Yep.
But I love
Chat, I made a Masters level play! I made a Masters level play!
You can bring this Urshifu in, try to get the Sucker Punch. It's not going to be quite enough to actually get the
How have I done that?
Oh,
Urshifu goes down.
For this Urshifu's troubles, it's going to have to hope that that Sucker Punch damage is enough, as it does get knocked out to this Electro Web. But with that -1 speed drop, it's going to mean that this Landorus is also faster now. So the Sludge Bomb into this Terra Fairy Miraidon is going to be super.
So that's why I'm not going to play VGC. That's exactly why. That's what I'm talking about, chat. So I'm talking.
Knockout now, Terran down to just the Iron Hands in
just
the
didn't
back.
work.
But that's such a difficult
just didn't work. My Masters level play just didn't work.
We also know that anything coming out from that Landorus.
And now we lost. Brilliant.
Is going to get the knockout.
Fantastic.
And especially, like, you could go for the fake out.
Yeah, Navji just kind of owned there. Just kind of ruined his day.
That is going to happen.
All right, so I'm pretty sure that's it for this round. I don't think there's anything Terran can do to come back here.
Could be nice because you have that support as well with Follow Me.
What is Navji's restricted mon? Was it Calyrex or was it something else?
There's a lot of potential here for that supportive role that Whimsicott was failing.
It might have not have worked, but it was still something that a Masters level player chose to do.
So that would be very great. I get it.
Yeah, he's just he's timer stolen so he can think about what he wants to do in the next fight. But there it goes. All right, going on to game number 2. Let's see what we can get going in game number 2. So we have a... Oh, it's Calyrex. Ah, it's a Calyrex team. Freaking heck, man. Freaking heck.
At the Pokemon World Championships, Iron Hands and Urshifu on the field for Patterrz.
I just don't want a Calyrex to win. That's all. Come on, Taran! Come on, Taran! Score some bloody goals!
It's no wonder why it is going to be brought as a lead front and center for this game number 2. Next to this Regieleki as well, you have the opportunity, if you see the right things
Pull
in
the
front of
finger
you,
out, mate.
once
You've
again,
got
go
this.
for
I
those
believe in you.
Electro Webs. You can still do a ton of damage to this Urshifu as well. We saw that
Honestly, I like Shadow Rider more than I like Ice Rider.
I'm gonna say that Urshifu.
It did a significant chunk, even though it is the single strike variant. But Regieleki getting out of here does not want to have to take the potential fake out and a follow-up. It is a very fast and offensive Pokemon, but a little frail, and you don't want to have to take a wicked blow. Iron Hands is going for the fake out, though, but to no
Fake out
avail.
into, doesn't matter. Never mind, no one.
Field here, so it cannot find its mark, and Landorus free to Sanchez Storm all day long.
Ooh, Landorus is crazy damage with that Life Orb Sheer Force. But the Ferreira immediately dies.
At the very least, you do get
If he
this
predicted that to come in, that is a crazy prediction.
into this Ferreira, you get the KO. So big deal here that you
almost as crazy as using
play, but
code Patterrz at Gamer Subs to get delicious beverages, caffeine or caffeine-free, international shipping. Just look at that. Absolutely. Oh, sorry. Look at that. You can get emotional damage flavor. You can get any flavor you want. You can get gamer tea. You can get gamer snacks. You can get gamer merch. You can get all these sorts of gamer things. You can get it with money off. You can save money with code Patterrz. You're losing money if you don't use code Patterrz. Use code Patterrz at Gamer Subs.
So just running the Water Terror type, that would be a nice defensive play for it at this point in hand. But then you have to watch out for the Iron Hands. That could go for something like... Oh, actually, it's not even running an electric type move. So forgive me, the Water Terror maybe not beneficial to Calyrex at all.
No, the low kick, though, a really nice adjustment here on the Iron Hands to deal with something like the Ice Rider Calyrex or any of these other but heavier Pokemon. But the fact that you're not able to land that fake out into the Landorus and you've taken so much damage now, the trade is huge.
Yes.
Now this Ice Rider Calyrex
How's Wolfie doing? Physically, he's very healthy.
On its last legs of life, and Terran's gonna have to figure out what you can do in the back. The
Sucker Punch goes into Landorus, does a ton of damage. Not enough, though.
Half damage here, but you're taking
dude, this hurts, man.
The Iron Hands of the Urshifu.
Dude, I feel bad for Tran. This fucking hurts to watch. Oh, that's tough.
You can see the seconds were turning down as well, so maybe it was just a little bit of a hesitation in what moves he decided to lock in Calyrex.
Oh, and there's a Trick Room. I think, dude, that's all she wrote. There's no way.
I was almost going to say it's kind of sad.
It's so Jova, man. It's never been more Jova than it is now. It's insanely Jova.
And the fact that this Ice Rider Calyrex
there's the Miraidon back again. It's so Jova.
End up being the fastest thing on the field. No more Tailwind to really help to control these speeds here for the Miraidon, but there is maybe one hope. Lou, you were pointing at it. Let's talk about it. There is Encore available on this Whimsicott.
That's the only way to kind of reverse the Trick Room at this point. Encore down into it, but then you cannot underestimate this Landorus.
Wait, did he use Encore the Landorus?
Like the Sludge Bomb, get some good damage onto the opposing Whimsicott. You could also go
he's encoring it into
Storm and do damage to the opposing Miraidon.
Is he going to Terrasilize the Landorus to keep it alive? I think he is.
No, you cannot be encored here.
Yeah. Unless, if he gets a crit. Wait, if he gets a crit. Hold on, there's still chance. There's still chance. There's still chance.
Lucky is absolutely just Crystallization on both sides as we see the Landorus take the Terra Poison and the Miraidon take the Terra Fairy. This is a familiar place.
Encore into Sancia Storm? Steer Storm? Which I guess is like a good idea, but... Oh, that does so much into Miraidon. Oh, it's a crit into Miraidon. Man, that's got hurt. Can he get the crit? Can he get the high roll of the crit to finish off the Landorus, though? No. No. He's just watching it slip away. Oh, wait, Taran's from the UK? Oh, now I'm extra heartbroken. I really wanted him to win because he's a Miraidon player, but he's also from the UK as well? God, this is like watching the Olympics and you get no medals.
This light screen, kind of like the last saving grace here. One of the nice tech moves
is this
from
not gonna
the
be,
Whimsicott nowadays, just to be able to help bolster up his special defenses, but it's
that's it. That's game. That is GG.
One of the most unique choices.
Taran is out. The UK has fallen. Britain has fallen. Britain has fallen. Taran unfortunately could not hold this together for us. Very, very, very sadly. Oh, but you know what? It's okay because now we are into top 16. Here we got Humahara versus Seongjae Jong. I don't know if I said that wrong. I apologize if I did. But it looks like we have a Terapagos team versus a Maridon team. Yeah, I like both. I like both. This is great. I guess I'll root for the Terapagos player because it would be really cool to see a Terapagos player go to the finals. But
then
yeah, let's fucking go. Terapagos player. Let's go, baby.
In the Masters division.
All right, so let me just go ahead and read this Japanese for you because I know you guys struggle with that because you can't read Japanese. So this says Ogapon. And this is Terapagosu. Anyway, if you need a translator, I'm available. Just pay me a lot of money, thank you.
With Terapagos, Ogrepon, Hearthflame on the lead versus
yeah, let's do some translation. Let's do some translation.
A great position for Huma to start this game. Right off the bat, has access to Follow Me and redirect any of those attacks from the Maridon into that position. Could alternatively just switch out this Terapagos to try and maintain speed control or terrain control, but instead actually going to lock in the terastallization.
How some Pokemon come out, it was so fun, especially after take a 12-hour flight to lose to a crit.
Around with the fact that their Terapagos will terastallize later game to force the
a lot of fun.
Well, is it going to be single target damage? Will it do double target damage?
Ooh, we're Terapagosalizing immediately. Okay.
From Huma. This is the experience of the Japan national champion.
Yeah, if you're Japan national champion, you can be as confident as you want going into the World Championships here. So he's going to terastallize.
Huma's the Japan national champion.
Will negate 50% of the damage from special attacks for the next.
You have a Draco going into the Ogapon. Immediately goes to 0. I like how they use the different fonts.
He actually gets the one-hit KO onto Ogrepon Hearthflame. No damage.
Hearthflame's dead.
From Ogrepon this turn.
But wait.
And now you're going to be able to get up a
Yo, we get a Calm Mind up. Okay, at least we get a Calm Mind up.
Not take damage, but even with the +1 boost, Whimsicott set up the light screen, and Whimsicott has Prankster Encore, and you can't redirect.
Rillaboom and Incineroar.
You can't redirect
some
it,
interesting
but you could
picks.
certainly try and
I wonder why I chose
if
them.
it weren't for the fact that Whimsicott is holding a covert cloak. So while the Rillaboom here is a great time to set up your grassy terrain, when the Terapagos terastallized, it did remove the electric terrain from the field as well. But still, you're going to be looking.
Here comes the Stellar Starstorm.
Here, and you're going to have to assume that you can either take another attack from this Maridon. It did drop 2 special attack stages thanks to that Draco Meteor. Or you assume your opponent is going to switch that Pokemon out. You Terra Starstorm. You go for an attack on that Rillaboom into the Pokemon coming in, and
it's going to get Encored.
Oh
no, it's going to get Encored.
Next time it's around.
Yeah,
he knows it's going to get Encored. 100% the Terapagos is going to get Encored and Calm Mind, and it has to switch. Oh, that's tough.
Are not too threatened with the -2 special attack from the Draco Meteor.
So yeah, Maridon's going to Scarpa. You're going to Encore the Terapagos into Calm Mind, so it just has to Calm Mind. Ogapon's here.
Onto the field, so 2 grass types here for Sungjae against the
Yeah, there it is. Ooh. Honestly, does he just sit there and continue to encore? Or continue to... I mean, no, because you have to get rid of that Whimsicott before you can ever do anything else, because it'll always outspeed because with Prankster, so you just have to continue Calm Mind indefinitely.
A lot of trainers would try and switch out the Pokemon there to avoid being encored into an attack, but until the reveal of the Ogrepon, it's not the worst thing to be locked into Calm Mind. You're still at full health. You still have the support of the grassy terrain and the leftovers recovery to mitigate any damage, and that Maridon had already taken the special attack drops as well. So this Terapagos was in a really prime position to
Covert
take
Cloak
that
prevents
risk.
flinches.
And honestly,
that's why I didn't fake out into it.
Capitalize on these couple of slower turns as we see Songjae switching Pokemon around to get additional Calm Minds in. Yes, the Terapagos can attack this turn, but
I would love if a Terapagos player won finals.
It's not exactly threatened either.
Sungjae does swap Whimsicott out.
I just don't want a Calyrex player to win now. Wolfie's the only Calyrex player I wanted to win. I just don't want a Calyrex Ice player to win. Ooh, Terra, Ogapon, okay. Hearthflame Mask.
Body aspect, turning it into a pure fire type and boosting its attack by 1 stage. So this is going to be an even stronger hit into the other side. He was intimidated on the other way around, so it's better back towards neutral. But here is a fire Ivy
Oh,
into the
yeah.
Terrapagos.
This Terrapagos is not doing. He's just letting it calm mind. He's not switching out. I don't know why he's not switching out at this point. Wait, does the encore end soon? He's really dedicated to this. Because it's getting a lot of health back from the leftovers in the grassy terrain, so...
Thanks to the Assault Vest. It's a very naturally bulky Pokemon on top of that.
And the light screen.
And the light screen
It ends
as
in one
well.
turn.
So
He can't even protect. He has to Calm Mind again. He's so dedicated to this. Yeah, he's got one more turn of it. I just don't think he can live one more turn. I mean, he has the Fake Out at the very least, but Terrapagos just isn't fast enough. It'll get killed by the Ogerpon the next turn.
Which should happen after this turn, or just finds a way to pivot around. If you
The Terrapagos is cooked. I don't think it can do anything here.
Incineroar, you can drop the attack of that Iron Hands a little bit. You can get your Rillaboom back out onto the field, but I don't think you want to switch in your Rillaboom because as soon as the Miraidon comes back, you need a way to remove that terrain. Right.
Huma's in a really tough spot. Losing Ogerpon Hearthflame on turn 1 has given him much less flexibility being down.
I don't think Terrapagos has Dazzling Gleam.
Whimsicott will swap onto the Iron Hands position, and now it's time for another.
Oh, that's going to do a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's it does about 106 damage.
Takes it like a champ. That is now the last.
And now the Whimsicott's back in again. That Terrapagos is doing nothing at all.
The field.
And as long as that Terrapagos doesn't attack before the Whimsicott connects a Encore with
it's just going to do it again. This is so sad.
Into Calm Mind
this is really good maneuvering from the other player, though. Very good maneuvering.
On the field, you still cannot flinch that Pokemon. And Terrapagos, you either switch out and you lose all the
you can't even fake it out.
Special defense you just built up, or you protect. And then you just get encored into protect the next turn, which then you don't necessarily get every turn. That's the thing.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just protect to get out of encore, but then you get protected into it. So Huma's Terrapagos is in just a really
I mean, the Terrapagos just can't do anything. The commentators are right. You just can't do a thing.
If the Terrapagos somehow switches out for later, Light Screen is almost up, so the Whimsicott can still stick around and reset up Light Screen for later.
And the Whimsicott set up a light screen too. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty commanding presence from Xiong. Am I saying that right, Xiong?
Hypothetically, you can U-turn into that Whimsicott, get some damage down, get the Incineroar back onto the field, and then the second turn, try and use the Incineroar to lock in a KO against that Whimsicott and hope that knockoff.
Is he switching out? He's finally swapped it out. He just left it there doing nothing. Oh, God, that's got to feel so bad. Encore lasts 3 turns, but you can always just set another Encore up immediately as soon as it ends.
But will it be able to accomplish anything without those critical boosts?
We know Incineroar has to go into that slot as it's the only Pokemon in the back for Huma, so Incineroar replacing the Terrapagos there. Whimsicott tried to go for the Encore, but of course...
He's trying to finish off the Terrapagos, but this is going to do nothing to the Incineroar. Doesn't do anything to Incineroar.
And intimidated Ivy Cudgel into the fire.
There's a U-turn.
It does nothing. Rillaboom can U-turn out to safety to get Terrapagos back onto the field at the end of this turn.
And with Terrapagos returning to the field, if it is able to take another Ivy Cudgel from the opposing Ogerpon.
Yes, Terrapagos back again. Is he just going to go for the Terra Starstorm here?
Now that the
because at least it can survive a non-crit Ivy Cudgel, but it has a high critical hit ratio. Yeah, he should have swapped that a long time ago.
Because it hasn't used a move yet. And that Incineroar is going to be a Dark-type Pokemon, so any Prankster-boosted attacks are going to fail. I think you just keep Whimsicott on the field, though. At the end of the day, you have a very favorable position. You don't necessarily want to be switching in your Miraidon.
If Bro clicked Calm Mind again, it'd be so funny.
Or the Iron Hands, really.
He's like, no, this time I've got it.
Blast, which will do a good amount of chip damage.
Right, exactly. If you're worried...
Here comes the... Okay, it's Terra Starstorm, and...
Especially after the parting shots and intimidates, could try to go for the Moonblast and
is that Flablets?
Into that slot. But Sanjay actually swapping out this Ogerpon Hearthflame, saving it for later. Just too many...
At least he gets to use an attack
really
now.
Hindering his damage output.
Uh-oh. Play the boss battle music because it's time. Here comes Miraidon.
Getting rid of...
And the light screen, yeah, I mean, he needs crits. He just has to have crits.
So second time this game, Whimsicott's been able to
it's just not going to do anything here.
That means this
that Whimsicott is so strong against... Yeah, does nothing.
Look at that.
Oh, my days. That does nothing at all.
Well, he can take so many of those.
Does connect a burn against this Miraidon, though, which will be doing a little bit of damage over time. Will not be benefiting from its secondary effect of lowering the attack of the opposing side of the field.
All right, Terrapagos.
Terrapagos!
Use our domain expansion!
Setting up burns on the other side
Ryochi
of the field does
Tenkai.
make it easier for knockoff to get
What's
those
Gojo's
KOs
domain expansion?
when it connects. One difficult thing about being an Incineroar player when you have both Will-O-Wisp and knockoff, it's just that you have to get the timing perfectly.
What is it in Japanese?
Even the opportunity
Speaking
for
of timing,
I know it's Infinite Void, but what's the Japanese? Because Christian kept saying it when we were in Japan.
And you've been rewarded. Hit both your Dracos for 2 KOs.
Muryokusho!
Now the pesky little move.
Ryochi Tenkai. Muryokusho!
Use
our domain expansion! Now's the time!
Saw how little it did the prior turn. I'd anticipate, pretty much the exact same thing. Looking like maybe a 5-hit KO or something like that.
And this is why those Calm Mind boosts were so important to Huma at the beginning of this game. If you get to this
I just don't see. He's cooked. There's no domain that can save him now. There's no domain. There's no transformation that can save him now. This is Terrapagos' Super Saiyan 3, just so we're all aware. Or I guess more like Super Saiyan 2. This is like Gohan when he's fighting Cell,
don't have the damage
except Cell locks him into Encore.
Draco Meteors and dropping its special attack as a result. Sungjae still has
Cell just like claps his hands, and Gohan's just like, oh no, I can't attack now, what the fuck, no.
If the Ogrepon or the Iron Hands honestly doesn't beat it to it first.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this Rillaboom's gonna try its best, right? You love having Rillaboom to get rid of Miraidon's terrain, and you're feeling great. It's not hindered by Light Screen. But remember, Sungjae has the Terra Ogrepon Hearthflame just sitting in
He's kind of just like playing with his food at this point.
Its moment of full health Iron Hands as well.
Yeah, if he didn't, oh, there's the Encore.
Great of a position Sungjae has put himself in game 1. The Encore.
There it is again.
To Terrapagos, you're saying, oh, why would you want to take damage? You want to take damage so he can't click Substitute or Calm Mind or Protect or anything. Encoring him.
Here comes another Terra Starstorm.
Amount of damage from the Terra Starstorm. Whimsicott is no bulky Pokemon in
this doesn't do anything. Oh my god, it does nothing at all.
There are still a few turns left in this battle, and I would not be surprised if Yumahara is playing this out to try and figure out a strategy going into game number 2. I love the switch-in, though, from Jongjae of that Iron Hands, as it will be able to deal super effective damage to that Terrapagos, and really, even though the Rillaboom's
I wouldn't say that Terrapagos is a bad Pokemon if the Japanese national champion, who is currently 11-1, is using it. Maybe not as good as like some of the other ones. But like clearly it's consistent enough to win matches at like the highest level of player, right?
Figure out how much damage all these Pokemon do, and then figure out an approach for game 2.
And Whimsicott kind of run out of buttons to click.
Whimsicott just shuts it down completely. I guess Wide Guard kind of messes it up too. But you can always use another move for that.
Is going to not pick up the KO. Terrapagos just barely hanging on through.
He just needs to Calm Mind. Bro, I just need to Calm Mind one time. Bro. No. I just need to Calm Mind one time. I promise, bro. It's just one time. Just one time. Please, bro. Just let me Calm Mind one time, please.
Doesn't even KO Whimsicott.
That poor Terrapagos. I think at the end of the day, a lot of us at least who watched the North American International Championships earlier on this summer are more accustomed to the choice specs, max special attack variants.
Light Screen and Encore is just so mean.
Still do significant damage even if there is something like a Light Screen in play. This is
like Americans solving traffic problems by adding just another lane. Like, come on, bro, just one more lane, please, just one more lane, please. I promise I'll fix all the traffic, please. Just one more lane, please.
Unfortunately, just
all right, that is a give up. Unfortunately, I want to see a win from him. I really want to see a win, but I won't be mad if he doesn't win because at the very least it means we'll get a Miraidon going into like the next like top 4. So that'd be pretty good.
That you're
all right, here we go.
Terrapagos
and
not as good as a position, but speaking of special attack damage, I don't see the Whimsicott on the field.
That's the first
I don't see the Whimsicott either.
Miraidon and Ogrepon
you can just switch it in though.
The lead, so Sungjae feeling confident, not predicting Terrapagos on turn 1, but of course Yumahara has his own Terrapagos and Ogrepon Hearthflame on his other end, so you have access to follow me, right? Try to keep that Terra Shell intact with Terrapagos. He just
all right, here we go.
Whimsicott.
Just Calm Mind, bro. Just Calm Mind, dude. Just Calm Mind. He's just gonna swap in the Whimsicott again. All right, here we go.
It is So,
there you go, the terrestrialization. Oh, we don't see a terrestrialization from the Terrapar Ghost immediately this time. Goes for the protect to scout out what's happening. Unfortunately, I don't know enough Japanese to tell you what's happening right now.
I like this play from Humahara, honestly. You take a bit of a step back, you slow things down, but this is the kind
the
of
Ogre probably use Ivy Cudgel, I would imagine.
Double protect and see what moves.
Can't he follow me to redirect Encore? Oh, I didn't think about that actually. That's kind of smart.
Target down the
I think that would work. Yeah.
And I agree with Songjay's assessment that
because Prankstar is only +1 priority and follow me is like +5 or something.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the Terrapagos was a huge part of Humahara's strategy going into that.
Encore can't be redirected? What?
Against it on paper, I think just removing the
restricted
Pokemon from the field is always going to be a strong play to fall back on.
Yeah, let's see what happens here in turn 2, I should say, of game 2. Humahara finally clicking the follow me to redirect this Draco Meteor, but it lands. Unfortunately for Huma, not going to be able to endure.
That's a lot of damage.
And he gets knocked out yet again.
Oh,
just like
goodness me.
Also, like game number 1 here, or not unlike game number 1, we do have the Terra Shell still in effect here.
All right, Terra Shell is at least going to reduce this damage here. Oh my god! Oh shit, he got a calm. Ladies and gentlemen, he got a calm mind. 1 calm mind has been achieved. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, that's enough. Chill out. Come on. I will say, Light Screen does really mess up Huma's team here.
Making an appearance adds an adjustment from Huma.
And we're in top 16, so if he loses this, he's out. He should do another Calm Mind, I agree.
Speed. So this is going to be a Flutter Mane that is faster than the opposing Pokemon on the side of the field. Not only is there no Whimsicott to Encore and to Calm Mind, there's also no Whimsicott to provide some Tailwind support. So this Flutter Mane could potentially use Icy
Did he just
Wind,
not bring Whimsicott? I don't understand why he would do that.
Ogerpon and the Miraidon if it stays in on the field.
Surely he has it in the back. Surely.
For Terrapagos to go on the offense. That being said, though, there still is a lot of health in play for this Terrapagos, and depending on which Pokemon you anticipate your opponent targeting, trying to get an early knockout to match the knockout we just saw from that Draco Meteor would bring Huma back into the game. Losing that Ogerpon
Tavi! Buddy, how are you? What's going on, man? All right, he's pulling out the Miraidon. He's bringing in probably the Whimsicott, right? No, Iron Hands. Oh, we're going to see terrestrialization here.
Of course, Miraidon had to swap out into Iron Hands on the field yet again. No,
he doesn't terrestrialize?
Seems like it does perfectly 50% to the Iron Hands on the switch in. Now it's time for the Ogerpon Heartflame for the Ivy Cudgel into Terrapagos. He never terrestrialized, and Terrapagos
did he misclick?
Down.
Terrapagos is
what just
down,
happened?
Which means Humahara is down to his final.
That's game.
With the Incineroar and the
I'm so confused. What just happened?
And while Fluttermane may be able to get a KO on that Iron Hands with a second Moonblast, that Ogerpon Hearthflame is looking real pretty.
Is he bored of playing?
They doing nothing to terrify Ogerpon.
It isn't.
Does he want to go?
Such a unique adjustment coming into this.
What is happening right now?
That Pokemon making an appearance once again was very popular in the past regulations, but providing some incredible support.
Jay's like, bro, I got a flight home in like 2 hours. I need to go.
Such a powerful Pokemon indeed.
He could survive? No, he couldn't. He had Terra Shell the first hit. He dies every time from that, 100%. I'm so confused. Like, he just, that's just, I think that's pretty much just game there. I don't know how he gets past Miraidon.
Be looking at the Thunder Wave on that Fluttermane to try and find enough time to pick up a knockout on this Ogerpon, but with the Fairy-type terrestrialization on the Fluttermane,
I mean, he's still fighting for it. He's still terrestrializing. I don't know, like the Dazzling Gleam, I guess? Fake out Dazzling Gleam?
On the opposing side of the field to find this KO against the Iron Hands, but still it is 3 versus 2 in Songjay's
I just don't.
With that Miraidon
I don't. Fluttermane can't hard carry the whole thing. Miraidon versus Miraidon and Ogerpon. How are you gonna do that? Should have Carmined again. True. When in doubt, Carmine. Gonna lose Carmine.
Use your Terra Fairy for the Fluttermane. That Moonblast is going to be doing a lot of damage as well to Miraidon if it stays as Dragon type or even if it terrestrializes out. A Terra Fairy Moonblast, we saw the terror that Fluttermane put onto the metagame for so long.
I mean, he's still playing.
It still is a lot of damage. The Miraidon also cannot protect this turn.
Yeah, there's a follow me. Miraidon's just gonna go crazy with it now.
From the Ogerpon.
Definitely follow me, making so much sense.
T-Wave the Ogerpon.
No Moonblast. Instead, it's a Thunder Wave. Yumahara is going to put his hope on luck at this point that paralysis will be on his side in the future.
I think maybe he was tilted. Yeah, that's going to be that. That's pretty much going to be game there. I'm pretty sure that's just going to be it. Next round, he's going to get Electro Drifted. Oh, the Miraidon goes down, but the Ivy Cudgel is gonna. Yep, that's it. That's it. Damn. Maybe he was tilted from the first match because the Whimsicott just like ripped through him, but damn, that's it. That's game.
A commanding top 16 victory.
A very commanding top 16 victory. There's just so.
All right, top. Are we in top 8 now? We in top 8 next? Top 8. Top 8. Here we go. We got Luca versus a Chinese player. Miraidon versus Miraidon? Assault versus Miraidon? Wait, Summit difference?
Probably something that Luca's really
what?
Gonna be.
Yo, this is fun. Okay, here we go. Dondozo? I haven't seen that in 7,000 years.
It's going to be hitting the field. Iron Hands.
All right, we're on top 8 now.
Both trainers bringing the restricted. It's going to be Miraidon v Miraidon.
Yeah, this is a tricky bold position straight off the bat.
A Dondozo team is so interesting.
Fake out, it could go onto the Dondozo. That's an easy slot to stop moving this next turn to get that flinch. But the Miraidon becomes a bit of an issue because do you fire an attack if you're expecting the Tatsugiri?
You know what? I'm so glad that we have so many Miraidon teams. I really want Miraidon to win.
Potentially open on the field to launch.
I just want to see Calyrex Ice Rider just get clowned on.
You don't have that assault vest. You don't have that immediate kind of.
That horse has got to be put out to pasture. We got to put that thing down. Send it to the glue factory.
Miraidon isn't boosted by the choice specs. It's still going to be hitting super effective damage. Do we see a terrestrialization to get around that from Luca, where you go for that fairy terrestrialization early on? Commit to that. If you do that, then the earthquake becomes a little bit more problematic later on. But
what happened?
Looks like we are seeing.
All right, hold on, folks. We're going to wait a little. Like I said, all good things worth waiting for. We're going to take another second because we're excited for this one to be a cooker as we figure out what's going on for this stage here. We got to make sure everything is in order, right?
No, he ran away. It wasn't a DC.
A few moments to get this resolved. I've also just heard as well that Luca's. Yeah, so here we go. We'll get back into it. I think there's just some technical difficulties there.
Okay, technical difficulties?
As soon as we have it. Do not
We're kind of waiting with you to hear what's happened, what's going on. Luca in that
all right. Okay. All right, let's just let's get back into the round. Damn, they waited a while to get back into this. Look at this. Look, okay, we're back into it, folks. We're back into it. All right, so let's see what we get. So we got Drain Punch, we got Fake Out coming through into the Miraidon potentially. Yep, looks like it. Miraidon is outie, 9,000.
Miraidon's leaving. Dondozo's best friend is the Tatsugiri, and it will be joining.
Tatsugiri comes out. Commander. Oh, Dondozo immediately.
Since we've got to see a Dondozo, but Dondozo.
Oh, there was an error from the judges. Okay, that makes sense.
Boosts galore. The speed, the attack, the defense, special defense. Dondozo is looking to go all out offensive, and on the opposing end, you have to watch out. But terrestrialization is going to be hitting the stage as well.
Ooh, Terra Dondozo as well. Dude, I haven't seen Dondozo in so long. Terra Grass. Oh, that's going to be hard to get past.
Really great defensive terrestrialization here, but it is going to be susceptible.
And it's a Choice Scarf Tatsugiri as well. All right, let's see what happens with this one then. Volt Switch coming out into it. Does a decent chunk considering all of the boosts, but still.
You can't disrespect the pressure that the Miraidon puts out
there. The fact that it did so little when it's got all of those boosts like Stab, Choice Specs, Hadron Engine, Electric Terrain. It's ridiculous.
But Whimsicott hitting the field is going to make sure that
Whimsicott comes out though. Tanking an Earthquake.
That attack boost is doing a lot to it. You do not appreciate that whatsoever.
I'm riding with Maridon. I'm 100% riding with Maridon.
Big threat to these electric types on Luca's side of the field.
Encoring into Earthquake is a... I mean, that's still risky.
Going for that
Encore into Earthquake, very risky.
All in on this first turn and getting some really good returns here. The Whimsicott obviously in that position where it can take attacks a lot better.
I still can't believe there's a Don Dozo player so far into Worlds. Like, it's just crazy.
We're doing a little bit of a pivoting game for Luca. Ogerpon,
This Ogerpon needs to get an Ivy Cudgel off, though.
The field is Encore. If this Don Dozo wanted to do anything different, I got bad news from you. I think we're about to see a lot of Earthquakes on
I got some bad news for you, Don Dozo. You're going to be Earthquaking forever now.
The Whimsicott, not nearly too much.
I like how like, there's an Earthquake to the right there, and even though there's just no Pokemon there.
So, sure, maybe you're not changing moves, but kind of working out for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, one hand, it's great. You've got two grass types on the field. I mean, you're getting hit neutrally on the Ogerpon because of the pod fire type.
I mean, if he can knock out the Dondozo, I mean, the Tatsugiri doesn't die, does it? I've actually never seen a Dondozo be used before.
How many more Earthquakes are you going to be able to take?
I guess locking it into Earthquake means that neither of the Pokemon die here. They both get an attack off against the Dondozo, just doing a little bit of chip damage. They're both going to die next turn, unless he gets a crit. Damn, Dondozo is commanding right now.
I'm just looking at the damage stacking up, and the fact that you are Encore locked does mean that you can't go for Protect. So
and he's got leftovers too. Oh, Tailwind Ivy Cudgel's a play though, because he can get a crit here. Hold on, wait, big crate. Hold. Here comes a big crate. Here it comes. Is that it? There it is! I told you! What did I say? What did I say?
It's a huge turn here, and Luca fishing for the critical hit. It's got a high chance of landing, and he gets it. Like you were saying, Sierra, setting up this position where the Encore, it is doing a lot with that Earthquake every turn. You don't have too many turns, but I think Luca's plan was...
That was so big.
Get it to the point where it is going to be be knocked out by the Maridon if it does come in. If I lose the Whimsicott, I get my Tailwind up, I'm going to be the fastest thing on the field. I'm going to be able to do some really impactful damage. Now, the Tatsugiri has left that Dondozo, so that will be re-entering the battlefield, of course, and that has got the Choice Scarf. But with that Tailwind in effect, things are looking pretty good.
It'd be so funny if Tatsugiri just died. I mean, Tatsugiri's there, but it'd be funny if it died. I mean, he can just fire off Dracos then.
Playing for that liked it, and even if not, I think the damage that you were even doing with just a regular Ivy Cudgel is still doing a nice amount. That if there was the double KO,
Moonblast into the Dragonite, I mean, they're pretty much dead, right?
But now we're onto this path of, hey, you've already dealt with this dangerous Dondozo. Now let's see if you can go through the Dragonite. Reminder, this one is Choice Band locked, so what it locks into right here, right now, is going to be it. And even if it is outsped, since there is no Ferreira, you can go for something like that extreme speed.
No, and that's what we're going to see. The Ogerpon just scout out what this Dragonite's going to decide to do.
Yeah, E-Speed just takes out the Whimsicott easily.
Extreme speed now into the Whimsicott, picking up an easy knockout. But the same
Tatsugiri is kind of free though. The Maridon is chilling in the back. Dude, having Dragonite as well, this is such like a... This feels like such an early Scarlet and Violet team that is making it so far in the late regulation. Because you saw a lot of like Dragonite, you saw a lot of Dondozo in early Scarlet and Violet, and now just pairing up with a Maridon. It's such a fun team. It feels like he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep the Pokemon that I trained like right at the start. Ooh, that Dazzling Gleam is going to go crazy though.
That this Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam can do to the two Dragon types across the field.
Yeah, it's going to be a strong attack.
He still has Iron Hands in the back as well.
It does have that multi-scale ability, so as long as its health is at full, it is going to take a little bit less damage from this initial Dazzling Gleam. But will the Tatsugiri be able to take it? Probably not. I think with that Choice Specs item, you know, the Hadron Engine active,
that Tatsugiri's looking at the Maridon like, please don't do it. Please don't do it! Alright, follow me from the Ogerpon. Extreme speed into the Ogerpon, taking it out. And now Dazzling Gleam comes through.
Now we'll get to see that Maridon freshly Terra Fairy fire.
Oh, here it comes. But Tatsugiri is gone.
Is going to be a clean one-hit KO.
And then, oh, dude, this is a really good position for Luca. Because now he has Fake Out. He fakes out the Dragonite. Dazzling Gleams.
Doesn't have the resistance to
Dazzling Gleams. Yeah, I think he might have this actually.
the Miraidon on Chen Wei's side of the field cannot terrestrialize into that fairy type, so it is going to be susceptible to those dazzling gleams.
Wait, extreme speed has more priority than fake out? No, I thought fake out was a +6.
Bit of an uphill struggle now for Chen Wei to get any foothold back into this match.
Oh, he's also still got the tailwind. I forgot about the tailwind too.
Still active on the field for Chen Wei. So
oh, he fakes out the Miraidon. Never mind. I guess he assumes that he can just live the. Oh, he just quits. Wow. All right, never mind.
I think we get to see the writing on the wall as we are going to be.
Never mind. All right, Luca wins.
Game 2.
Luca wins game number 1. Going into game number 2. Extreme speed is always top priority. No, it's extreme speed is +2. Extreme speed has always been +2. Unless they changed it in Generation 9 for some reason.
Sean Tailwind wants going for that speed.
Fake out is, I'm pretty sure fake out's +6.
Huge. And the Dragonite, even though it took that in a...
Come on, where's the next match? All right, next match begins.
So heading into now game 2. Have to see where Shenue
Dondozo again. Dude, getting through that Dondozo is so hard. The crit was so necessary in the first match. Getting through Dondozo this time is going to be a lot harder because he's going to Terra Grass it again. I'm like, what does Luca even do to this?
Into Chen Wei's Miraidon to prevent that, or do we see that switch once again from Chen Wei to get that Dondozo set up, commit to that terrestrialization early on, and then a similar sort of play kind of play out from there? Or do we see maybe Chen Wei take advantage of the potential threat of the fake out and keep that Miraidon on the field?
I mean, we talk about when you're up a game that you could be making these risks, but this is the opportunity while down that you could be making a huge play on this turn. If you think that...
I don't think Dragonite's in a focus. I feel like it's multi-scale, right?
Might not expect that. You could then try and fire off with this Miraidon. Dondozo, that is the protect. And the Iron Hand's targeting into it. It's going to do nothing.
Protect on Dondozo first turn, okay. Try and
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god, what a play! What a play!
Oh my days! Oh, you've got to be sad about that. You have to be sad about that one. What a heartbreaking turn for Chen Yu. Absolutely heartbreaking turn. Just absolutely knocked off the face of the earth. Christ almighty. That was a great turn. Miraidon is just wiped out immediately.
Losing your restricted right away is so disastrous, especially too when you do have that Terra Fairy.
Yeah, Chen Yu just looks sad. Sad as anything. That was a really good play.
Now you're down a restricted, you're down a Pokemon, and you have a lot of momentum to be making it up.
It was a speed tie as well, that's true.
Gets those boosts yet again.
Is he just going for another Draco?
Put them to good use.
Yeah, and you know, if you chose what Luca locked into the Dondozo this turn, ignoring the Dragonite, which did switch out for that Tatsugiri. The Dondozo is going to be a lot more potent now with that boost from the Tatsugiri.
Yeah, he's just going for another Draco crit.
Here, the Draco meter coming out doing huge damage once again, boosted by that choice bait.
That wasn't a crit. The Dondozo has +2 special defense, and Miraidon was always at like already a -2. Oh my god! Oh my god! Dude, it's over. It's done. It's done.
Is deleting this big bad Dondozo. 2 turns into
the match. It's just over. Luca is going to top 4 with a Miraidon team. Damn, what a squad.
Not holding any stops back. Really taking full advantage of everything that happened in that game 1, flipping it on its head, reading Chen Wei, and really limiting those options.
Damn, Luca just made the correct plays.
And that Tatsugiri. One thing you would say that Chen Wei does have at their disposal is the terrestrialization that they could still take advantage of, but Luca has the Pokemon advantage.
Miraidon is so good. Oh, I want Miraidon to win so bad.
Of your life and not spent in this moment. Extreme speed.
Is he just going to Draco again? Oh, Muddy Water's going to kill Miraidon.
Muddy Water is finally going to claim the first KO and get a
all right, there's the crit on Whimsicott, I guess.
Slowly chipping away, and this is going to be the 2 moves we'll see for the rest of the match. And with the Whimsicott hitting the field, it will be able to set up.
So he knows that since the other 2 Pokemon are choice, you can only Muddy Water on Extreme Speed for the rest of the match.
Yeah, this gets a little bit tricky though, because now if you are...
I'm just repeating what the commentators are saying.
Yeah, but do you have the firepower to take down the Tatsugiri that's now locked into the Muddy Water? And then
Encore him into Extreme Speed, go on.
You can kind of ignore the Tailwind advantage here, because you can just pick things off. You can pick the Whimsicott off if you want this turn. You can get around that Moonblast threat. So Chen Wei not in the worst spot here, where I think when you look at the options left on Luca's side of the field, I think losing the Miraidon was probably not the thing that he wanted to do, but it was in
going for the terrestrialization.
When it's locked into that.
I mean, honestly, like...
It's whether we get to see
He's not in a bad position.
This Dragonite targets
Still.
If we want to try and take
Chen Yuzhang has a
Whimsicott
very good team.
onto this turn as Terastallization.
Extreme Speed and Muddy Water can still do a ton against Luca's team.
And bring out that Hearth Flame Mask. +1 to the attack.
Especially if he Terras. I mean, yeah, he hasn't Terra'd yet, from what I remember either.
Of course, it's going to be moving a little bit later on because the
Extreme Speed's doing, it's killing the Whimsicott.
Make sure the Whimsicott doesn't get the opportunity to speed things up, and we still have to get through a
So no
turn of
Tailwind.
this Muddy Water. It's all
Muddy
about the
Water
connects. That's what we're gonna be eyeing
misses.
up, and it
No,
will.
Lance.
We dropped the grass Typhoon. We're taking a
Oh,
lot of damage.
oh,
The
that's
one
a,
hit comes on
oh
in.
shit, wait.
And
No,
it is
wait,
enough
we
to
might be
pick
going
up
to
the
a game
Tatsugiri,
3.
a one-hit KO,
It's
but I
Iron
think
Hands
the
versus
recall
Dragonite.
would be enough to take down this Ogopon, so it is going to be, yes, it looks like that is it. Iron Hands up against this Dragonite.
It's Iron Hands versus... Oh, there's no way. Yeah, they're going to another game. Damn, even after all that, Chen Yu won. Oh my god, I cannot believe that.
But you're still already
I
taking so much
cannot
damage, and
believe
the
after
choice
all
back-
that he's still won. That's ridiculous. Oh wait, oh, he lived!
Knockout with the wild charge. It's going to be very close.
No,
And
never mind.
Dragonite able to take that.
That's insane. After all that, we're still going to a game 3. Dude, Chen Yu's team is fucking insane. It's so good. All right, here we go. Last match, the decider. Dude, Luca's fighting a massive uphill battle here. Huge uphill battle. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts, chat? Who's going to win? Place your bets. Place your bets. Who's going to win, chat? Go, 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 right now.
What do these trainers do on the first turn? And
Terastallization from Iron Hands coming out immediately. You don't have to sweat. I don't have to, but the thing is I want to.
I think that's a little spoiler of what to come, but you're not taking any damage. Protect.
Oh, it's bug. Terra bug?
Is Maraudon from Chen Yue going to be on the wrong end of things? The fake out means it's not going to be attacking. Now the Draco Meteor instead target into the Dondozo. Chen Yue gets to keep. They're restricted.
Made the incorrect play there. Had a Maraudon flinch. What does he do now? What does he do now? Still go for the Dondozo?
And then you've got this nice turn where you know what that Maraudon and Luca side of the field's locked into, so you can play around it slightly better that way. You know as well that this Iron Hands is now a bug type, so the Earthquake is also not going to be as effective. So do you lock in?
Yeah, Iron Hands is in a decent position here. It's funny. It's so funny that Terra Bug is like good defensively for once.
If it is something in the back, there's always a risk though that you do that and you fall into that Draco Meteor path, which Luca has already identified as the way that he wants to go with his Miraidon.
That's going to be the issue, but it's going to be a Miraidon that swaps out.
Miraidon leaves.
As the Dondozo most likely wanting to go on to the offensive this turn around. Last time it was at the Protect.
Tatsugiri's back.
Tatsugiri for yet again.
There's the Dondozo. Wait, is he going to Terastallize?
And you all should be real familiar. There is some boost galore. Looking to make sure the damage you do on this turn is doing the most. Yes, we did get to see the Terra Bug from the Iron Hands, but you still pressure a lot of damage into this Miraidon since the Terastallization has been spent, and you know that it's not going to be a Volt.
Oh, it doesn't take out the Dondozo, but the Iron Hands will.
It'll be the
Order up.
with no Terastallization.
Damn, Miraidon hangs on. That's a big live for Miraidon. The Wild Charge misses.
Oh, he's kicked into the
Oh, he went into the slot.
Gets to have another turn here. The Draco Meteor doing some big damage. I'm surprised that the Miraidon was able to survive that order up super effective into Luca's side of the field. Oh, if the only had went for the Miraidon, but no, really well played from Chen Yue, taking advantage and not committing to the Terastallization either, as we just see a Protect from that Dondozo.
With the Protect and the amount of damage coming out from the Draco Meteor, you are -2 despite that choice specs. Wondering if you're trying to get ahead of this Tatsugiri jumping on out and trying to get this damage on in with how it's staggered out. This Wild Charge is going to
avoided the attack again.
We're going to get a little bit of lefties recovery, and that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. We saw how much damage that last Draco Meteor did. I still think it could pick up the KO, but it could be close. And you
I have a little bit of a cough. I apologize.
Potential of a miss, and see, we're seeing the purposeful target here.
With that unaware ability,
there it goes. The Dondozo's gone. I feel like Chen Yu is in like a better position this time as well.
Even though it has taken that -2, not affecting the Dondozo so much, but removing it here allows this Iron Hand.
Oh, there goes the Wild Charge. Oh, taking out the Tatsugiri immediately.
In this game 3.
We never wanted the Dondozo to go down a couple turns prior. We wanted to wait for this moment, so the double KO on Luca's end to put him so far ahead in this match. As Chen Yue again back against the wall. 2 Pokemon. The Miraidon coming back.
A Miraidon and Dragonite is not really against the wall. I feel like he doesn't feel super against the wall right now. Yeah, Miraidon is -4. I think he's going to switch out.
Would say is that we saw how well Chenwei came back in that last game. With
oh no, he stayed in with Miraidon. He's just sacking it at this point. He's sacking it. Draco into Dragonite. I mean, I think it's just dead at this point. I don't know if Miraidon... Yeah, Miraidon can't really do much with the Dragonite around regardless, so I think that's probably the correct play. Ooh, Terrassalization. Terrassalization, okay.
It's Terra Fairy. Great defensive type in this situation as the Draco Meteor
He gets the no E-Speed?
Super effective, but thanks to the multi-scale is
what?
damage. The take out the KO is now Dazzling Gleam. Is not just a defensive terror, it's an offensive one. Double damage.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, so and it's not even locked in. It's Assault Vest, so it's not even locked in.
It's going to be looking into something else, and it is
locks into Aerial Ace instead of E-Speed. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Weak to that Aerial Ace as well.
Absolutely massive. We still have 2 Pokemon for Luca, and with that Iron Hands returning, you do have that 1 turn of Fake Out that you can be bringing out. So if you are scared of that Aerial Ace, you can go ahead and fire off a Fake Out into that slot. But the Dazzling Gleam,
we're into top 4 next.
Maybe it's not going to be hitting super effective into this, but that is still going to be
what happens here? What happens here?
Necessarily the most the same amount that Luca was able to do, since again,
he just Woodhammer? Oh, he's Ivy Cudgel. Okay. Ivy Cudgel into Dragonite, Fake Out into Dragonite. But because of the Aerial Ace, he just wants to keep his Ogerpon around. I guess. Oh, that's dead, right? No, living. Oh, that's such a good play then. That's a really good play. Ivy Cudgel is. It's not going to do enough. It's not going to do enough. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. Oh, this is a close match. I feel like Dazzling Gleam. Oh no, Dazzling Gleam doesn't do as much anymore because of the -2.
It is not a priority move from the Dragonite.
Ooh, I don't know what's going to happen. He has Spiky Shield.
Taken so much. A Dazzling Gleam should surely get off. So Spiky Shield on this turn. It'll be another
Draco Meteor bounces off the Spiky Shield.
Not gonna get there. Now we have to
Iron Hands. Iron Hands getting hit with an Aerial Ace. Living! Drain Punch goes into the Dragonite, knocks it out! It's a -2 Miraidon versus the world now.
Huge survival there. Big damage, but the Iron Hands just clutching out there.
It's now -2 special attack. It can use Terra, Dazzling Gleam, but the Iron Hands has the Assault Vest. Would it be able to live? I'm not even sure if it could live. Ogerpon almost certainly would live, though.
Do you prioritize getting rid of the Ogerpon, locking in with that Draco Meteor, get rid of that, or do you go for the Dazzling Gleam?
Here comes Dazzling Gleam.
A -2, you need the most damage coming on out.
Oh, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Here comes the Ivy Cudgel. Bam. Oh, it's not taking it out. It's not taking it out. It's not taking it out. The Drain Punch. Ah! Wait, if he gets a crit, dude, if he crits, if he double crits.
We've seen the damage from that Dazzling Gleam. It's not going to be enough to pick up either of these targets, and then you lock into the problem of which one do you pick? Do you just go for the follow me with Luca's Ogerpon, give the Iron Hands?
That Drain Punch is huge. But if he double crits?
I think we're looking at a critical
if he double
hit,
crits?
see if this can be the one that seals the deal. Or Luca has done enough holding on through this match to grab.
He quits! He doesn't even try. He quits. I think you at least try. You at least try to get the crit. I don't know why you'd give up like that. Like, at least try.
We talk about top
But there we go, Luca. Congratulations. Luca is going into top 4.
Feature here this weekend is an absolute star-studded event. Luca Cherubelli.
All right, I'm going to have a quick pee break, and then we are on to top 4.
All you've got to say is you've got to congratulate Chenwei.
Dude, that's crazy. They've been playing so long. They've probably been playing for like 12 hours at this point. They must be exhausted.
Fighting and took it right down to the wire. I mean,
all right, I'm going to have a quick pee break, and then we'll be back to the top 4.
I have seen players crumble out of the pressure of losing their restricted on the first turn. And you saw the look on his face, and it didn't even end there. You lost your Dondoza the next turn around, but still finding an opportunity to take it to a game 3 is definitely not something that can be understated about the strength of the trainers that we have here in the competition. But when you say that same breath, you then have to sing the praises of Luca, who is able to then find that match. That could not have been closer of a series, and I think actually it's probably my favorite match we've gone to see this weekend.
I think so, yeah, it has to be. And I think it all comes down as well to these mind games at the start of this battle as well, because where do you go? What do you lock in with? What terrestrialization do you choose? Well, we saw the Bug Terror come out at the end there. We saw the Draco Meteor hitting into that Dondozo and effectively being able to kind of be the thing that removes it.
And what was really nice about Luca playing this match is we...
All right. So here we go. It is time for top 4. Let's get into it. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay. I am actually going to start this as like a video to record. We are watching the Pokemon World Championships. We are now into the top 4 to decide who goes to the final match. We have Luca versus, this is a Korean name, so if I say it wrong, I apologize. Seong, I think. Seong. We just watched Luca and Seong advance to top 4, and now we see them going up against each other, both Miraidon users, which makes me happy because I really want to see a Miraidon win Worlds. Now, I forget who the other top 4 contestants are. I just want to see a Miraidon win. So if a Calyrex Ice does not even get to the finals, that would make me very, very happy. But let's see how this goes. We got Whimsicott coming back. It's a nice, intense match. We did see Luca just barely win his last match, and Seong pretty commandingly beat a Terrapagos user who was the Japanese national champion. Like very, very easily. Just didn't really have any problems with it because Whimsicott is just the strongest Pokemon that's ever existed, apparently. So we got Miraidon versus Miraidon now. Draco Meteor coming out into the spiky shields. And we also have the wonderful commentators from the actual event as well that I will talk over because I'm a rude person.
I mean, you're not going to, but if you predict the Whimsicott to go out, that could have been really bad for Luca.
It would be sick to have a Venomoth in top 4. Unfortunately, no Venomoths. Not really sure why.
Got that tailwind in effect. But the Miraidon on Luca's end is putting a little bit of pressure onto the opposing.
Imagine the pressure of being in this situation right now. You're the top 4 players in the world, and you're fighting for a position as the Pokemon World Champion. I know someone's going to ask. Unfortunately, Wolfie is not in the competition anymore. He got knocked out in top 13 by Resistance. He was 9-3 and got knocked out by just not being able to make it into the top 16. Okay, Dazzling Gleam comes through, does a lot of damage to the Whimsicott. Not as much to Ogerpon, but the Iva Cudgel's going to do a lot more. Not knocking it out, though.
But isn't going to fall it. What I'm looking at, though, is if Luca get rid of the Whimsicott,
Dazzling Gleam will knock out both.
And then maybe set his own
this is a good position for Luca. It's going to knock out both.
Speed war in the end, and that could give a huge advantage.
I mean, Whimsicott can set up a light screen, actually, so maybe not.
Really good call there, Sierra, because I think that's what you want to do. You want to let your opponent's tailwind pit her out and then set your own up, and then you're in that commanding position, especially because you have already committed to that terrestrialization on the Miraidon. Maybe that's something that you would always look to do in this mirror, so you avoid that.
Wolfie's 17th, and he just missed out on top 16. That's heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking. All right, we got Follow Me coming through from the Ogerpon on Luca's side. Moonblast into the Ogerpon because of the Follow Me not doing any damage at all. Ivy Cudgel into the Ogerpon as well, tanking it. And now that Dazzling Gleam is that's just gonna sort out those two. It's gonna absolutely sort them out. No light screen from the Whimsicott either, so the Whimsicott hangs on just barely with a smidgen, the tiniest of smidgens.
You can see how useful that light screen is that the Whimsicott has set up.
2 Miraidons going up against each other. It's like a clash of the titans. It's like Mechagodzilla meets Mechagodzilla. They should make a movie about that. They probably already have.
Miraidon is going to be susceptible to these Dazzling Gleams, right? But the one thing he could do is potentially go for
He's probably going to terrestrialize his Miraidon to make sure he's not weak to Dazzling Gleam, right? Oh, light screen. Oh, I'm an idiot. Light screen's already up. I'm such a moron. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm such an idiot.
It does take advantage of the electric terrain, and now because the Miraidon is a fairy type, it's going to be hit for neutral damage from that big, powerful electric type attack.
There is still with the
terrestrialization comes through on the Miraidon side.
Make sure if you are attempting to go for a single target attack like Electro Drift, it can be redirected as, of course,
there it is. And with the light screen up, it's just not going to be doing much damage to it anymore.
And you want to make sure you are dropping that weakness as soon as possible.
There's another Follow Me. Are they both going to use Dazzling Gleam? Are they both going to be locked into it? Probably not, right? Electro Drift comes into the Ogerpon, keeping the Miraidon alive. That light screen's going to suck for Luca, though. Jong might be able to pull it back because he has the light screen.
the room to go for that Miraidon on the next turn. Following up.
Oh,
with the
Moonblast
here
into... Oh, he might get a
not
special
be doing
attack
super
drop here.
effective damage, but you're fishing for that drop, and
There it
exactly what
is.
Jong did
Oh,
gets,
that was a
reducing that special
nightmare.
attack. Gonna be a
What a
huge
nightmare.
play
I think he's
in
going to
the
switch
next
out the
turn
Miraidon
when
next
it
turn. I
starts to
really
build
do.
out on his side
This
of the
almost feels like
field.
a mirror match here.
Your damage is
In fact, it is. It's
slowly going
Whimsicott,
down
Ogerpon,
here, but as the
Miraidon,
Whimsicott
and somebody else.
also
I don't think...
falls
Wait a
and the
minute. Hold on a
Tailwind
second.
with it,
I
what you
don't
lack
see
in maybe some of that
an
damage,
Incineroar
you can
anywhere.
make up for
What is happening
speed
here?
on your own end is now your Whimsicott is going to be the only one that matters, and the ability to set the speed on your end. If maybe you can even go for a pivot out, you would have to go for a manual one. You're locked into that move. That could be a great choice.
Incineroar
Now,
fell
Iron
off?
Hands, that is gonna
Is
be the final
Incineroar
Pokemon
fell
in this
off?
situation. And with
The Tailwind's
Terastallization
coming
already
through.
spent, it's not gonna
He's going to
appreciate
swap. Yeah, he's going to swap
either,
out.
even if there
Try
is
and stall out those
special
light screen
attack
turns.
drop.
Get the
Yeah, exactly.
get the
And I think
Tailwind
that's why
up.
We're going to see Luca kind of switch out the Miraidon as well, so can refocus later on in this game. While the Whimsicott on Luca's side is going to set that Tailwind up, get the speed advantage, which is going to be so important later on in this game. And Iron Hands coming in on the field, which is a nice safe thing to bring in, right? You know that the
It's
Miraidon
a
is
straight up
side,
mirror match we're
plugged
watching
into
right
that
now. This is
Electro
so
Drift. You've got
funny.
a great Pokemon to come in and just sponge that attack up if it is into this slot.
So much going for you in the speed as well.
Electro Drift. I don't know how well Iron Hands can take this.
Iron Hands.
Oh, pretty well, actually. Not bad. Not
Doesn't
that's
even take
respectable.
half damage. Heavy Slam, into
Heavy
the
Slam is
Whimsicott
knocking out the
as well.
Whimsicott, so
Will
the
be doing
Miraidon comes
significantly
back
more.
in.
One hit KO, but you set the Tailwind. Things looking kind of okay, and your Miraidon can now hit the field as well as that Fako pressure that you brought along with it.
Yeah, all the Quark Drives.
Yeah, and the Quark Drive's going to come back too.
Wearing off, but we're going to start it all back up again as this Miraidon comes back onto the field to launch
Excuse me,
the
Iron Hands, you went in the way there.
Activate those Quark Drives on both the Iron Hands here, and now Luca has the option to
This
lock
is a
into
true
something else
mirror
other
match
than
here.
the
Look at this. A
Dazzling Gleam,
straight
but with that
up
drop as well
in
from
the
that
same
Moonblast
positions as
earlier,
well.
and has the Tailwind in
It's so
effect,
funny.
now in that advantageous position where he will be able to guarantee that he hits first. One turn of that light screen.
So
left,
one side
and
has
get through.
Tailwind, another side has light screen for
Fake
one
out
more
this turn,
turn.
you could launch it into the
We have
Miraidon
Fake Out
pretty
going
freely.
into the
You do have to worry
Miraidon.
about
Probably
that
a
Iron
very
Hands
good
has
idea.
taken an attack boost on Songjae's side of the field.
As well,
There we
with
go.
that move
Ooh,
of
good
choice,
chunk
we'll
of
have to see what
damage
it wants to
though.
lock into,
Then Dazzling
because
Gleam comes
not
out.
to get that
Specs
Miraidon
locked into
into
Dazzling Gleam.
the
It's doing a
Miraidon.
lot
It
of
will be surviving the
damage.
hit thanks to that light
The
screen,
flinch.
but how much can it do in
And the low
return?
kick.
Low kick
Knocking
going
out. Oh, is it
for
enough
That's
though?
gonna
Is
be
it enough?
into the Iron Hands instead.
He has the
Bringing
Tailwind.
Luca
I
down
think
to
Luca's got round one. I think Luca's got round one because the light screen goes away and he has the Tailwind. So that is going to be a nice wrap up for Luca in round one. Luca playing incredibly well and also being Italian at the same time. Very impressive.
It might be a 1v2 situation, but the previous turns all bringing it
Yeah,
down
I'm
to
pretty
being
sure
in this
that is going to be that
situation.
for this battle. I don't think that he can really do anything. Yep, the Dazzling Gleam comes out. And that is going to be both of them knocked out. Okay, so Luca wins battle one. They are all best of 3 matches, so we're going to go into another battle. If Luca can win 2 out of the 3, then he will advance to the finals. All right, let's get into the next match, shall we? Very exciting stuff here, very exciting. Oh, we see a lead with Ferreira this time.
I
have a cough, I'm so sorry.
I want to take and slow this down to just a little bit. There's the
God, what is going on, man? This is like just come on, as I was streaming to do.
potential of a trick room here, of course.
Nice shiny Ferreira, though.
A good amount of damage, but leading it next to the Iron
Electric Sea boost in
Go
defense.
ahead and fake out that Miraidon and make sure it can't be damaging you
Ooh,
this
switching
turn,
out
and make sure
immediately.
that you are ahead and no Tailwind can get set.
Yeah, I mean, the Tailwind, you probably don't want to send
Dazzling
kind of a
Gleam, but
trick room
no
user anyway. I
terrestrialization.
think that's really good deterrent in the first place.
Yeah,
But
Armor
the
Tail
Iron
prevents
Hand
the
is gonna be a bit
Prankster,
of a
doesn't
threat
it?
to the Miraidon, of
Very
course,
smart.
because
It's not
I
an
think
exact
the
mirror
low
match
kick
anymore.
Could be something that you don't want to necessarily take, and do you want to commit to that terrestrialization early on in this match? Maybe not. You might want to try and get some damage off into the Ferreira, but at the cost of doing that,
Fake out
you
comes
can
soon to
take a fake
Miraidon.
out
Yeah,
like
good
we've
play
seen
for them.
Miraidon
Very good play.
just be flinched this turn.
Oh, and the
No
Trick
choice
Room.
backs, no
Oh,
protect.
Trick
And now
Room, baby.
is going to be the way we're playing this match. Luca having swapped out that Whimsicott into the Iron Hands does mean that he has a
Does he just
slower
do it again?
Pokemon that he
He's-
can try and fire
I'll
off
do it
attacks
again.
with. Though notably,
I'll
because
do
of
it
the Armor
again.
Tail onto the Ferreira, can't go for Fake to try and
Gosh.
slowly make it through that sort of way.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't take
Now with Trick Room,
advantage of
Ferreira
your
and
fake out
Iron Hands
now,
outspeed
but
them. Miraidon's not the
field,
slowest thing on the
normal
field.
situation, you'd be like, maybe you can fake out, you can get at least maybe a terrestrialization from your Miraidon, try and get some useful Dazzling Gleam damage off, but you're not going to be able to do that this turn. You're going to have to go straight on the offensive with your Iron Hands, and you've got some good options here. You've got the Electric Train set up. You're going to be able to launch out a Wild Charge. That'll do a good amount of damage into that Ferreira, but you've got to remember that that's Electric Seed has been activated, so its defense is bigger than it would be normally. Why are we not seeing anything?
There's the low kick doing a huge amount of damage. Heavy Slam comes out into Miraidon doing nothing, predicting the terrestrialization. Terrestrialization does not come through. Foul play into Iron Hands doing absolutely nothing. Ooh, bad turn. Bad turn for Jong. Very good turn for Luca. Stalling out turn of the Trick Room and knocking out the Iron Hands at the same time.
Dangerous is if you're losing a Pokemon that might be better in the slower dimensions and you've lost yours and your opponent still has theirs, all of a sudden maybe you just set up the Trick Room for Luca.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. You can see what Songjae was thinking there with that heavy slam into the Miraidon, thinking, yeah, well, you don't want to take a low kick, so you're probably
terrestrializing Iron Hands to bug? That's a brave play.
Heavy Slam would have done super effective damage, but Luca not playing into it, just saying, okay, well, I'm going to try and get some damage off. I don't want to really switch around at this point. But like you rightly said, now the Trick Room's up. Songjae is lost the one thing that would be so impactful in the Trick Room, and Luca's
that's how you say his name, Songjae.
Set any speed control up so far. The Miraidon coming in is going to be susceptible to maybe a low kick coming out from Luca's end this time around.
Whimsicott comes back out, but what's that Whimsicott going to do? What story are you going to tell Whimsicott? The terrestrialization coming through onto the Iron Hands, and then another terrestrialization on the Miraidon as well. Terra Fairy on the Miraidon, going to maybe be spamming some Dazzling Gleams. Not going to do too much to the Iron Hands now with the Assault Vest not being weak to anymore. The Helping Hand though.
Well, once we get into the
still going to do a lot of damage. The low kick comes through onto Miraidon, doesn't do too much because it resists now. Very good terrestrialization from Songjae.
So nice. Helping Hand,
that's going to do a lot. Oh, that is an instant KO on the Whimsicott though. Goodness me.
Gets to stick around.
Yeah, that's a big knockout there onto the Whimsicott, and Luca kind of falls.
And the Trick Room is still up as well.
Onto the Iron Hands, can no longer do it onto the Miraidon.
At least for a few more turns.
Picking a really nice move to lock into here because, yeah, the Iron Hands is taking that fairy type weakness away, but then if you're going for the terrestrialization there, the Miraidon is susceptible to that, and depending on the speed tiering, we talked about that earlier at the top of the match, if Songjae's Miraidon is
all right, the Miraidon comes back in. Now cannot terrestrialize.
In this situation, when
so it's weak to the Dazzling Gleam.
It is going to be able to get a Dazzling
Gleam. I mean, what do you even do right now? There's still 2 more turns of Trick Room. What do you do?
And is in a position where it could potentially.
Oh, he's just going to try and kill. Oh, he's just trying to kill the Miraidon. Okay.
To tie this match up.
What's nice about taking down the Whimsicott,
and he also Draco Meteored into it because on the assumption that the Iron Hands absolutely dismantles the Miraidon, then it can attack into the Ferreira. If it switches out, for example, like it's doing now, onto Ogerpon, then he Draco Meteors the Ogerpon, he can kill that. So a pretty safe play all around. It means that anything is guaranteed, something is going to die here. Unless he misses, which would be really unfortunate. But apart from that, something is going to be absolutely destroyed. It's turned to dust even. Speaking of dying, goodbye, Iron Hands.
Yeah, big KO onto the Iron
Why do they die so slowly when they're Terra'd? He doesn't even die. He doesn't even lie down.
Would be resisted, but because of that terrestrialization,
there, Draco Meteor into the Ogerpon, taking out the Ogerpon. There it goes. God, I love competitive games. Oh, I love watching it. It's so fun. Who's going to make it through? Who's going to make it through? It's going to be Luca with his Italian. This is going to be the Italian Stallion, or is it going to be Songjae?
As well with the choice specs. Reminder. Once a Pokemon goes down, you cannot be swapping that out. And when we are facing off against this Miraidon with the
there we go, the Miraidon comes back in. There is one more turn of Trick Room. One more.
A Pokemon, but now you will not be able to damage it for the rest of the match.
I mean, Dazzling Gleam seems safe from the Miraidon now.
Popping off in this situation.
Helping Hand Dazzling Gleam could be huge.
The Ogerpon has enough to take
but there's still the Trick Room, so Ogerpon should move before Miraidon.
Last turn of the Trick Room, so once that does shift.
And probably kills, if I'm honest. Luca might have this.
Going to be in a position where it's not really.
Imagine how tense this must feel. Imagine how scared you'd be in every kind of situation. No, actually went for the Woodhammer. Ivy Cudgel goes for the Woodhammer. I think that is going to be Luca winning and going to the finals. Because now the Draco Meteor is going to come into the Ferreira, and honestly, even though it's -2 already, it should kill.
This game too is the only thing left.
Here it comes. There it is! Luca is going to the finals! Congratulations, Luca. That is a best of 3, and Luca won both the matches. He is going to the finals. GG's, and congratulations. Come on, chat. Get your fucking claps together. Look at that. That man just won. He's going to the finals, man. I'm in the final. I'll clap myself. I'll do it myself. How do I copy and paste? There you go. Luca's in the finals. The Italian stallion himself. Could we see an Italian finally win? And now we have one more match to determine who is going to be in the finals with him. It is. Who do we have here? Who do we have here? I think we have a Japanese player.
Are ready and raring to go.
Right, here we go. We have Yuta Ishigaki and Michael Kelch. Wait, is that Denmark represented? Denmark and Japan. Who is going to be it? I kind of have to root for Japan because I've been learning Japanese and I just came back from Japan. So let's go. Let's go, Japan! Woo! Good luck! Gambattane! Gambattane!
Worlds, and there's that.
Wait, hold on. He's a Calyrex Shadow Rider. Sorry, he's a Calyrex Ice Rider user. I no longer want him to win.
Of course, you can't come to the World Championships and not see an Amoonguss on Game 1. Turn 1 here. Yuta Ishigaki with the Calyrex Ice Rider next to that mushroom. Compared to Michael Kelch, Fluttermane and Chen Pao was his lead.
This is
is it Deutsch? Is he German?
To boost the speed of that
Fluttermane.
But honestly, it would have been one of the fastest Pokemon on the field regardless in this position. While Fluttermane could go on the offense here, try to target down a Shadow Ball against the opposing Calyrex Ice Rider. There is no way here, thanks to the presence of that Amoonguss, for Michael to land both a Shadow Ball and a secondary attack to guarantee the KO on that Calyrex Ice Rider to stop a potential Trick Room. So if Yuta loves Trick Room, Yuta wants
this is a tough
Room.
one. This is really tense.
Yeah, you better prove your worth if you really do want to be known as the biggest Trick Room fan out there.
Okay, dude. I mean, Michael's team is very good. We have Fluttermane, we have Chen Pao, we have Urshifu.
Many people that would like to take their claim to that fame. Yuta does not swap either of his Pokemon. He will terrestrialize Amoonguss.
Terrestrializes Amoonguss to Fire frame 1. Oh, that's fun.
Most common on Amoonguss.
Michael was second place last year. Let's see if he can maneuver his way into the finals this time.
Resisting potential Icicle Crash on the other end. Michael does not fall for it, however, with his Chen Pao protecting. Urshifu's gotten onto the field for free without taking any damage.
Oh, the Trick Room is up. This is going to be an uphill battle for Michael. However, Glacial Lance isn't going to be doing a huge amount because of the resistances.
Pokemon will be moving first for the next 4 turns.
An amazing adjustment, though, from Michael, correctly recognizing that the Urshifu is the perfect counter for this Amoonguss. While it is holding Rocky Helmet,
oh wait, is that a Dark
turned itself
Urshifu?
into a Fire type, and the Urshifu is also holding Safety Goggles. So
no, it's Surging Strikes. Never mind.
A Surging Strikes here from picking
the
up
Calyrex runs away like little baby boy, and the Pelipper comes out. What? Pelipper?
Into the Pelipper.
What is happening right now?
Thanks to his drizzle ability.
Yeah, US team looks cool. Pelipper and Amoonguss
at the end of NAIC with Patrick Connor's team. Let's
all right, Michael terrestrializing into water so he can surge some strikes. Surging strikes should be illegal because it goes for the protect and always crits. Like, what's up with that? That's incredibly. This is ridiculous. Sucker Punch does nothing.
From his surging strikes, the Sucker Punch doesn't work.
Spore comes out into Chen Pao. Yuta's in a good position here.
And now Amoonguss puts Chen Pao to sleep. It will be forced.
Life Orb Pelipper? What am I looking at right now? Surging Strikes comes out into the Pelipper, doing a solid chunk of damage in the rain. Ooh, that's a lot. But he's going to live.
Doesn't feel like it, Gabby.
It doesn't feel like it, indeed, but that Pelipper has enough HP to hold on for another turn, and honestly, that aligns with how Yuta
This is so intense. This is going to decide who's in the finals. Oh my god, I'm freaking out, man. My adrenaline is pumping right now.
To that Pelipper, so that its attacks would be slightly more powerful, and when you're facing down against an Urshifu,
he has a substitute Urshifu as well.
Its weakness to any flying type attacks, I think a
Aqua Jets into the Pelipper, and with the Chen Pao asleep, that's going to really suck. It's going to make things very hard.
here. It does have Pollen Puff as an attack, but there will be no target on the field as Aquajet
comes into the Pelipper, takes it out. Pelipper can do absolutely nothing about it.
As he saw the Aquajet being animation, there's
Terra, Water, Rain, Surgeon Strikes is ridiculous.
Pelipper is down before getting any attacks off here in game 1. Pollen Puff
goes for the Pollen Puff into Chien-Pao to try and do a lot. Oh, that does a lot. That does a ton.
HP. Chien-Pao did use its first turn of sleep there, so there is the possibility that it
and there's the Urshifu on the other side too.
Interestingly enough, though, Yuta sends in his own Urshifu in this position, opting to keep the Calyrex in the back of his party. And I think more importantly, sending in a Pokemon that doesn't necessarily benefit from the Twisted Dimensions. If this Urshifu is trained to be slightly
Trick Room is still
slower,
up. That's true.
Bulkier, it's possible that Yuta is anticipating that it would be able to move.
Wait, Michael has Zamazenta? Okay, I'm on Michael's side now. Oh, but I also really like Yuta's team, though. Okay, I did say that I didn't want a Calyrex Ice Rider to win, and that's true. I don't want a Calyrex Ice Rider to win, because Calyrex Ice Rider has big head and cringe. But, oh, I love Zamazenta. But also, I really like Yuta's team because he has a freaking... Someone said he had an Iron Valiant, and he has a Moongus and Pelipper, which is super unique, and I haven't really seen too much of that, so that's also really fun. Oh, you know what? I want them both to win. I want them both to win.
And put some pressure down onto the opposing Urshifu on the other side of the field. But
these are some of the best Pokemon players in the world.
Calyrex Ice Rider back out?
And it's a privilege that we get to watch them at the top of their game. Dauntless Shield comes out. Zamazenta. I really want Zamazenta to win as well. Oh.
Exactly.
Pollen Puff does nothing to Urshifu. Surging Strikes. That would just kill the Amoongus. That's just, yeah. Jesus Christ, doesn't even need the third hit. Does not even need the third hit.
Against
it's gone. It is straight. Yeah, it's toasted.
Don't see this too often in VGC.
And interestingly enough, we do see Michael's own Urshifu attack first there. So
there's the terrestrialization gone.
How these Pokemon are trained for both of these trainers.
Yeah, so that's
it could be a speed tie though.
To the field now, it's all up to Yuta in his adjustments with his last two Pokemon.
Close combat comes out into the other Urshifu. The Urshifu goes down.
Maybe he needed the
it's now a 2 versus 3 situation.
Target to secure the KO.
Zamazenta has a very good matchup into Calyrex, I would imagine.
I think. Able to swap out and reset those stat drops.
And more importantly, there's none of those options we were talking about during team preview to try and pin the options available to the Zamazenta, which is now on.
How many more turns does the Trick Room have? Like 2 or 3?
Will be taking decent amount of damage from a rain boosted Surging Strikes. Calyrex Ice Rider, I think, almost forced to go for high horsepower in this situation because you don't want to risk being caught off guard by a wide guard and having 0 damage done for the entirety of this match. But given that one Pokemon is going to be wide guarding, I almost feel like
this looks like a win for Michael.
Sends in here, it's going to be that
he has a Pokemon advantage.
Will have a great
and he has a advantage against the Calyrex as well.
To target down either of these Pokemon, and you know, as another cherry on top, because the booster energy already was used on that Flutter Mane, there is no speed boost to make it even slower during the remainder of this Trick Room.
Yeah, Yuta in a really tough spot right here in game 1. Michael Kous has been playing
Icy Wind. Interesting. He's taking out that Urshifu. That's the main threat. Because he knows that Zamazenta versus Calyrex, he should win that.
Been able to do too much. It's been kind of more of a moral support coach so far for game 1 of Michael's end, but it's still working out.
And that's all Zamazenta
high horsepower into Zamazenta does. Oh, that's a good chunk actually. Wow. And then Surging Strikes into the Flutter Mane is going to kill it.
It's going to be a 3-hit.
Oh no, this is just swift. This might switch into Yuta's favor here because Chien-Pao is still asleep.
From Surging Strikes, Urshifu. Zamazenta took that attack actually,
and I don't think he can one shot.
So really tough.
Oh,
for Yuta.
Oh, the focus sash, the focus sash, the focus sash. Oh, it's not good. How much Trick Room is left? Twisted Dimensions have returned to normal. Wait.
Twisted Dimensions have returned to normal.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
But Chien-Pao is still asleep and
Sword of Rune.
not guaranteed to wake
no,
up
Sword of Rune's going to work against him because Sword of Rune will reduce Zamazenta's defense. He's going to take more from high horsepower now.
So Chien-Pao, if it does wake up, should be able to pick up the KO on that Urshifu, and then it's just
he needs Chien-Pao to wake up. He needs to wake up.
Calyrex Ice Rider. Calyrex Ice Rider is going to need at least 2 more high horsepowers. Obviously, a critical hit would
critical hit will kill Zamazenta.
They're right. Much in order to pick up the KO on that Pokemon. So Michael is still in a very comfortable position, assuming that the Chien-Pao can wake up, but it stays asleep.
It does not wake up.
No attacks from Aqua
Jet into Chen Pao, goes down. I think that may be it for round one. Body press into the Calyrex. Doesn't do enough. Doesn't do enough. Yuta!
And the high horsepower plus
yeah, I think Surging Strikes is going to finish him off now.
Urshifu on his end should be more than enough to take down Zamazenta.
I am a little bit curious to see just how much damage that this Urshifu could do to Zamazenta for a game 2 situation, but Yuta making a great
I guess it does outspeed. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it does outspeed, actually.
To stop the
so that was the correct play. I don't think it was disrespectful. No, I think he had to do that. He had to do that. Because Zamazenta has much higher base speed than Urshifu.
This Calyrex Ice Rider will be able to attack into this Zamazenta the 2
yeah,
times
there you go.
it would need to pick up that KO. And we see
that's
Michael
round one, or match one, or battle one of the match going to Yuta. Oh, we're going to see a week. Oh, let me see that team. Iron Valiant is so fun. And Landorus? Oh, I don't know who I want to see in the finals, man. This is such a fun team. Both of them are such fun teams.
That's a great Pokemon. So we'll see if Michael can make any adjustments. Will he force a game 3, or will he be watching the finals with us?
Hopefully he can prevent that Chen Pao from being put to sleep again, because that really messed him up.
To Urshifu Chen Pao on Michael's end.
Unlike the previous game, though, Michael can find an early knockout here against the Amoonguss.
I think whoever goes to the finals from this game, I think that's who I want to win.
Throat chop and icicle
I think that's who I'm going to root for in the
finals.
finals.
Move in the world, but if the Amoonguss does not terrastalize, icicle crash plus any damage from that Urshifu will pick up the KO, and that's exactly what we see. It connects.
Oh! Amoonguss hangs on!
No one hit either.
The Surging Strikes into the Amoonguss. The Amoonguss is gone! Wow, no terrestrial. Yeah, he just doubled into it to make sure it dies.
Twice into Amoonguss. That is 2.
There goes Amoonguss. It's over for Amoonguss.
Crucial that is going to be later on in this game too. However, that means Calyrex Ice Rider has not been attacked on this turn. Yuta, the Trick Room lover, sets it up turn 1 of game 1.
Michael's running an Entei as well, which is just, yeah, there goes the Trick Room. That's going to be tough.
Really living up to his reputation.
It's going to be really hard for Michael to come back from that now.
Calyrex Ice Rider is probably one of the most popular Trick Room Pokemon in the metagame right now, and Yuta showcasing exactly why it is so strong.
Here comes the Pelipper! Dude, Pelipper winning would be insane.
To deal enough damage to power his way through this matchup once again, and knowing that he doesn't have the Amoonguss available to him anymore.
He brought the Entei as well. He actually brought it. The Drizzle supports Calyrex Ice Rider so well too.
Just switched in, took some damage, and then was KO'd. Could go for a Hurricane into the opposing Urshifu. It has not terrastalized away from that weakness yet. Could also try and just
This is so intense. I can't imagine how it would feel being in this situation, because I'm freaking shaking my hands right now.
Really tough spot since it's such a fast Pokemon.
Glacial Lance comes through.
The slowest under.
She was going to resist it though, so he's not going to care too much about it. He's going to be like, Glacial Lance, more like Glacial Pants. I'm almost dead! That's what the Urshifu said. It's a crit! Oh, that's to feel bad. But he made a good prediction on the Protect here.
So Michael is not going to lose his Pokemon.
There's not really much that Urshifu can do. That's not going to be enough to kill. It's going to be enough to get over half, but
water this time around, so Urshifu's doing significantly less damage.
Even still though, we saw that Urshifu terrastalize in game number 1, and it still wasn't enough damage to pick up the KO on that Pelipper. This is a great opportunity for Yuta to once again go for
Michael's Urshifu has such an interesting set.
For an attack onto that
he has Aqua Jet and Surging Strikes, but he doesn't have CC.
You can take a Swords of Ruin Sucker Punch into that Calyrex Ice Rider, you're going to be in a great spot.
I can't believe the finals is a best of 3. I feel like it's going to be over so quickly.
Go for the terrastalization on that Amoonguss to open up the opportunity for Trick Room. I think
Zamazenta is still in the back.
Seriously considering the Chen Pao as the #1 threat right now. You Trick Room, or you terrastalize this turn, you don't take super effective damage from Sucker Punch, you get that KO, and then you have the ability to resist the opposing Urshifu. But Michael did bring Entei, and while Yuta's the first
Pelipper run like a baby. Bye-bye, Pelipper. See you later. Urshifu comes out. Urshifu run like baby. Bye-bye, Urshifu. But of course, the Trick Room is up. You gotta always have to keep that in mind. The Trick Room is up. Sucker Punch into does not work. Does not do anything. Glacial Lance. That's gonna do a lot. Not quite half, but still a ton of damage.
And
now this is just a sticky situation to be in because that Urshifu on the other side of the field is just threatening both the Pokemon. So what do you even do now? It's at full health. It threatens both the Pokemon. It's not looking too good.
Through Trick Room, like many trainers do, you just rely on your priority attacks, maybe the combination of a Terra Normal Extreme Speed and a Sucker Punch to pick up the KO on... has to be the Urshifu on the opposing side of the field, but that still will allow
Entei does not seem to be able to do much here. With the rain up, ooh, swapping directly into Zamazenta. Terrasilize into normal? No? Sucker Punch into Urshifu, Terrasilize normal into Urshifu. Yeah, he needs to get rid of that Urshifu, but he can. If the Urshifu attacks here, I think that the combination should be able to do it, considering there's the Ruin thing that lowers defense. I think it should be able to do it. Terrasilizes into Water, which actually could benefit Michael a little bit here, unless he goes for like an Aqua Jet. This could be a good turn for Michael to be able to take him out.
Yeah, Extreme Speed is guaranteed to go first, so while we will see both these trainers lock in their terastallization this turn,
Entei dies to Glacial Lance now because it's not resisted anymore.
Big question though, Joe, who's the target and how much damage is it going to do?
We'll see. Remember, it is
here comes the E-Speed. It's banded Terra Normal E-Speed with low defense. It's not enough to take it out, but the Sucker Punch. Oh, the Aqua Jet comes out. Is it into Qianpao? Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's a crit!
Qianpao is out.
Imagine that, you fly all the way from Germany. Battle for years to lose to a crit. Oh, wow, that's heartbreaking. That's absolutely heartbreaking. God, that hurts. Flies all the way from Germany and dies to a crit.
That's exactly the kind of boost it's going to need as they were going into the end game here of this game number 2. Urshifu on Michael's side of the field, holding on with just a little bit of health left.
I honestly don't know if the crit mattered, but it just feels bad to see that. That's going to be so tilting. I'd be tilted to the face of the planet.
Season. Still at full health. His final Pokemon to be revealed in this game.
Sucker Punch would do nothing. Sucker Punch would kill the Urshifu. Oh, Sucker Punch would do nothing because the Aqua Jet, you're so right, actually. You're completely right. It would have died regardless. No, it's fine. It's fine because the Sucker Punch wouldn't have done anything because it would have failed, right? Because the Aqua Jet went first. So the crit doesn't... Actually, all the crit did was prevent Calyrex from getting another Chilling Neigh if it did survive.
Zamazenta is his last hope of forcing a game 3. Remember, Yuta still has the Pelipper in the back, so
Yuta is playing out of his mind today.
Compared to his 2, especially the low health Urshifu remaining not long for the rest of this match because Glacial
Aqua Jet coming into the Urshifu.
Yeah,
wide guards.
Still,
I don't know if he can do much with that. I don't know if Zamazenta can do it.
We saw Yuta, as soon as wide guard was on the field in game number 1,
surging strikes into Calyrex and body press into...
And you would think that the
he's really thinking about this now. Aqua Jet wide guards.
Pick up the KO on the Urshifu.
Preventing the Glacial Lance.
Turn of Trick Room. If your Aqua Jet can move first.
Wait, there it goes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
That's the first key to coming.
I wonder if he high horsepowered. If he high horsepowered into Urshifu, I'm gonna pop off.
It prevents the spread attacks, but he goes for
oh my god! Oh my god!
And Yuta is one knockout away.
He's done it! He's done it!
Now at +2 attack on
the
that
read
Ice Rider, and we saw how much damage the high horsepower
and with the Chilling Neigh and with the Pelipper in the back as well.
This is going to be dealing a significant.
That's a tough one to come back from now. I think it might be Jova.
The big question is though, will it be able to take out
It's not enough. That's it. That's it. That's game. That is going to be it. It's going to get cleaned up now. Which means Yuta is going to be going to the final against Luca. Which means a Pelipper is in the final of the Pokemon World Championship. He goes to the Trick Room to guarantee the victory. Yuta has been playing out of his mind today. Absolutely playing out of his mind. I am so excited to watch this. I am so... He's got to go for the protects. He has to try and protect over and over and over again. I think the only way he can win now is to get like an Omega Super Crit and protect until the Trick Room wears off. But it's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, that is going to be it. I think he should have went for the protects anyway just to see what happens. But that is going to be Yuta and Luca in the finals. Which means we have a Miraidon team versus a Calyrex Ice Rider team, but we have an Iron Valiant and a Pelipper on the Ice Rider team. Like, what is going on with that? That is crazy. This is crazy. I can't wait. I am so freaking excited to watch this match. I cannot wait. Oh my god. I'm so freaking talked right now. All right. That is all the matches that we have today. Nice 3-hour stream for you. We're going to come back and watch the finals whenever the finals happen. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. Go and watch our new freaking video. Go and enjoy that. Become a member today. Please become a member today so I can do more tournament videos. They cost a lot of money to do. Please become a member today. I really appreciate that. Michael did a good job, but you did a great job.